A couple of things I want to talk about right now, dude.
I want to talk about.
No, I want to talk.
I want to talk about
shit.
triggers.
Well, I got some triggers.
My brother texted me, goes, "You're an idiot. I'm with Brian on this." I went, I agree. The Earth is not fucking flat.
I love your brother so much.
I was like, I was just weird. I was just stating a point. I agree it's not flat, for God's sake. Who thinks it's flat?
I got a lot of good feedback from my rant, but whatever. But no, that's not what I want to talk about.
It depends whose Instagram you go to. Not on mine, son.
I got some. I'm sore. That's the first thing you need to know. I got an arm injury from boxing. I decided to go. Wayne, my trainer, said, "I want you to go body shots with this older gentleman." Problem is, the old gentleman's sticking his elbows out there.
Yep.
And he's throwing things, and I'm hitting.
Could told you that was a bad idea.
And I go to hook, and I catch.
Only time I get hurt.
I catch with his elbow right. Yeah, that's when you get hurt.
Body shots.
When you're doing body shots with a guy who's
just hitting arms and hip,
and he's sticking his elbows out. He's like,
Then your heads are clashing.
Bad situation. Oh, then he hits me in the face by accident because he's panicked. And
How old is he?
He's too old to be doing it, and so I can't hit him. I'm not hitting him. You know what I mean? Like if it's a guy with a bit of a belly, you know. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is, I'm a little sore. Now, that's not what I want to talk about.
What do you want to talk about?
You don't know this about my house, but this is. Did I tell you the story about my house and why they tore it down and built a new one on it? Okay.
I think I have an idea, but I'd like to.
You know, I don't believe in ghosts, but we got some stuff to talk about here.
Come on.
Now, listen, man. I want your face serious. I don't like how your face is all loose and smiley.
I know where this is going, but you know what's weird is coincidence is I think me and Zach Baggins, who I did the Ghost Hunter show with, the Ghost Adventures. Yep. I think I might be making an appearance on it again.
Well, then you're going to need to hear this.
I know where you're going, yes.
You're going to need to hear this because I'm a bit of a provoker, a bit of a ghost provoker.
Yeah, you're not scared of them.
Nah, you know how I provoke ghosts. Now, I was the gentleman who lived in my house before me was a bit of a strange guy. He set cameras all up. He had a wife, I think, from another country who wasn't really allowed to leave the room. Yeah. Then he bought a German Shepherd that bit a kid across the street because he had it bite trained. They put that dog down. Then he bought 2 more German Shepherds. Pure breed shepherds, and they didn't really see him. He put up a big black wall in front of his door, and one of these guys,
weird guy.
Oh yeah, and the
flat
wife,
earth guy.
You'd see the wife, correct, a flat earth guy, and you'd see the wife come out there dressed in black, walking the dogs,
and not saying a word.
So people would make this kind of like they'd say to the kids in the neighborhood, "Stay away from that house." Long story short, the gentleman who lived in the house ended up drowning both those dogs and hanging himself.
I feel like it's tough to do, drown dogs.
Drowned his dogs in the pool. And the neighbor saw the dogs who had been pulled out of the water and they were lying there dead. And the neighbor goes, calls the cops and goes, "Excuse me, dogs are dead. Guy drowned his dogs. Get over here." So the cops, the SPCA are on their way. Wife gets home. She screams. He's hung himself.
In his room?
I believe, sir.
Basement.
No, sir, there's no basement. I believe it was in the room that I sleep in every night. Now, hold on. Now, I'm okay with that. Had to tear the house down, but they left some of it standing.
I thought I was going to say, gotta have some of the framework?
Got to have some of the framework. Why? Otherwise, it's a total redo.
That's bad.
You got to have some of the framework.
You couldn't pitch out a couple more dimes and get rid of that haunted framework?
Dude, I wouldn't do it on principle. Now, we all know, as a ghost guy.
I believe in ghosts.
Well, that when you have some of that framework left, he's going to climb into that woodwork. He's probably going to.
It opens up a door.
It opens up a door, seeps into that framework, into that wood.
What we would call a portal.
Dude, I can't believe you just used that word. It's called a portal. Now, I've told you there've been some shit that goes on in my house. I don't know if I have. But I'm a hardhead.
I know the last place, I thought you had a haunted piece that you got
there
from
was
like
that
1919.
Yep, that was from a haunted ship on Lake Erie.
Do you still have that?
Sure don't. My wife made me get rid of that right quick.
Smart, Amanda.
Yeah,
smart.
Because I kept hearing a baby cry in that room. Okay.
So, but this new place, it's so modern, and it's like
sure is.
Your house is. You know what your house reminds? It's an amazing freaking place, and I'm proud of you. It reminds me of like an Apple store.
Well.
It's very similar to an Apple store.
Well, and
glass.
Yep.
Cement ground.
And that's good and
clean.
bad. Yep, good and bad because it can. You got to furnish.
Probably one of the best backyards I've seen.
Thank you, sir.
Good location.
Nice. Now, yes. Now, having said all that, I hear periodically. I'll hear footsteps upstairs. Nobody's there. No big deal. Just the wind. Now, my wife said, "This house is haunted." I said, "Ha ha ha." She said, "Well."
Can I guess?
I said, "We have a German Shepherd."
Can I guess?
Yeah.
She woke up with a sore mouth.
Okay. Your guess is wrong.
I don't know,
Not
man.
a horny ghost.
Well, it sounds like it was.
I don't have a horny ghost, bro.
All right, man. I don't know.
Okay, I don't need you.
I'm sorry.
Okay? And even if it was a horny ghost, how big would that ghost dick have to be to create a sore mouth?
Not if he's doing it every night.
I don't like your attitude.
I'm sorry.
Okay?
All right.
There's no ghost fucking my wife.
I'm just saying, man. You seem
As the
pretty
mother of my
distraught
children, I'm
about
going to
it.
ask you to stop right now.
All right, go.
And let me finish my
All
story.
right, carry on.
So she at one point said, I looked at the dog and I was like, "Come, doggy." And the dog went into the room. I was like, "That's weird." The dog went back in the room. And then our dog came from another part of the house. And she went, but the dog was there. German Shepherds. The guy killed 2 German Shepherds.
Yeah.
So she's
think they're on your
convinced
property.
that there are ghost shepherds. Okay.
Now, is this where you want to
I'm-
see a professional?
No,
or get her
okay.
medication?
Thank
or-
you. Well, that's what I say.
Maybe she's in the house a little too long.
That's what I make fun of her for. Now, I'm home alone. Family's in Utah. Home alone. I go upstairs. There's no lights in my house because I don't have anything furnished and no nightstand. I have an antique lamp with, now try to picture this, the bulb, and then around the bulb are long glass tubes that
Sure.
jingle.
Yeah.
I take that, I put it on top of a block, and I plug it in, and that's my light. That's my light. Now, the lamp is just sitting there. And I get this weird feeling.
Oh, my God. I would pay money for this ghost to waterboard you.
I get a weird feeling, and I just hear, shitting, shitting. And I go, the dog must have hit the lamp. It's the only way. Or it hit the block that the lamp is on. Dog wasn't in the room, bro.
He's drowned in the pool.
No.
Hey, bro,
No.
something better get going here.
But I look at the lamp and it's going shh, shh, shh. And I go, that's really weird. And I got
And
serious
even you got
trills.
scared?
Even I got scared because
Really?
the only explanation is an earthquake. I don't think there was.
When was this? Last night?
This was 2 nights ago. Last night,
No, there wasn't an earthquake.
last night, I get the same damn feeling. And I hear,
I'd have to move out, bro.
and I turn and I go, that fucking thing is doing it again.
Once you
Now,
move.
what is that?
You know what I'd do? I'd either move or I'd get...
Sell the house?
I'd rent it out.
Not tell them that it's a
I'd rent
ghost?
it out, yeah, and let them figure it out. But or you can hire. Well, I think the husband's still alive, but the wife maybe passed away. The couple from The Conjuring, you know those? That's a real couple.
Yep.
They did the Amityville Horror. They did,
Sure did.
Conjuring. I know
Yeah.
you don't believe in that stuff, but
Maybe there's
or I
spirits.
send my boy Zach Baggins in that bitch.
See if there's a ghost in there.
Confirm it,
I would love to do that. We should do a fighter and a kid. Checks out Brian's house.
dude. Let's
see if there's a
homeboy
ghost.
who we had on, who's up the street. We get him over your house.
You know what? Chad.
Chad,
Get our boy Chad.
Get him in your house.
Get him in there with his equipment.
Make one of those documentaries
And
again.
I'll follow him around and make fun of him the whole fucking time.
It'd be so funny.
And he'll
though.
tell me I'm provoking ghosts. And I'll
It'd be
say, I
so
sure
funny.
fucking am.
It'd be
And I'll
hilarious.
tell you something else. And I'm not bullshitting you. When I got that chill, I started talking to the ghost. And I go,
Bring it on.
bring it on, bro. Wherever you
Ooh.
are, I'm not afraid of you, even remotely. So, and I got a charge out of it.
Do you have any like?
And I started walking in the closets, pulling the door open really quickly. I started doing that kind of weird shit to scare myself. I had some.
You're a grown man.
I'm a grown man, but I
Grown
had
man.
big chills.
Yeah, I'll get scared pretty easy myself.
Do you ever get scared like that? You ever been standing in the room and you get up your back?
No, not really.
No?
Not really. I mean, I would. So as soon as I went to that property, if someone went, yeah, the guy killed himself here before, like, oh, we're all set. I wouldn't even entertain.
I
the
didn't
idea.
know it. That's the other problem.
When I
They're
was
supposed to tell me, and I didn't know it.
I thought they had to tell you.
I thought so too.
I thought by law they have to tell you.
I didn't know shit for up
It depends
until a
on the
month ago.
state, but they do have to tell you if someone.
A neighbor told me.
If you die, well, if a body dies there, or they believe it's haunted, it depends on the state. They have to tell you.
But if they tear the house down, I think they don't. Anyway, the
Even
neighbor
if it's
told me. The
buried
neighbor
there?
told me. I had no idea. Nobody told us. I can promise you, nobody told us.
All I know is when
Nobody said, "Hey, 2 dogs were drowned and a guy hung himself right afterwards in your house." Hey, see that pool right there? 2 dogs drowned, and then that's a ghost. That's a fucking ghost because you're.
That's our guest, Sam Tripoli.
Let's see what Sam has to say.
So what were we talking about, Chin? You're talking about that? It was a Korean lady, right? She got. I'm pretty sure she got stuck.
I don't know
in the where the water's at.
In a water tower.
But the investigators, the water, like, what do you call that?
Like the water tank.
The water tank where people get their drinking fluid from and showering.
Yeah.
But they can't figure out how she got in there. There's no way to get in
so
there.
freaky.
Like a woman without tools and a saw, electric saw, and
Really?
they can't get in there.
Come on.
I don't know the details of it, but it's this crazy water tank. So there was the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles, and there's a water tank on the roof. Just to get to that water tank is like you kind of have to have
Damn near
access,
impossible,
right?
You click on that. Click on that.
You're gonna freak out, dude.
One of the creepiest deaths in recent history. She checked in a downtown
Remains
one.
unsolved.
Yeah, and there's video of her in the elevator freaking out where there's no one around. Like, it's the creepiest video.
Hit that video for Brian.
So she may
Obviously,
be
we can't.
crazy. She may have lost her mind.
No.
We can show some of it, but I'll show you.
Let's see this. Here's a
Well,
commercial.
this is
that.
so I'll just show you the footage right here.
I don't want to see. Is there dead? I don't want to see.
So this is narration from someone on the website.
It's weird. I'll tell you that. It's weird.
Very strange.
All right, so this is the surveillance footage from the elevator.
But
So she's
all her
walking in
friends and
last
family, she's normal. She's not a head case. That's what's weird.
Yeah.
No.
So she's
That's
hitting
her.
every single button in the elevator, and she's looking out.
See, she's looking.
She's freaking out. The elevator door doesn't close for some reason.
They think someone was following her like a murder. That's what they thought.
what-
Looks like
'Cause
someone was
That's
ended
what
up-
it looks like, dude.
But I feel like you wouldn't get out of the elevator if someone was chasing
Yeah. So
you.
she would, and then finally, she has this weird jerky reactions.
She looks
Like, who
she's
does
on
that?
Drugs, dude.
Yeah.
She looks like she's spooked as fuck.
Dude, this is weird.
So weird.
Look at her hand,
Yes.
dude.
Inhuman way.
Oh, this
How
is
in the
freaking me
elevator
out.
door's not closed yet.
What the fuck is
So
going on, man?
She's waving her hands
talking to
outside
someone.
the elevator, and the elevator door
Does not look
does
like
not
it's supposed to be
close.
directly in
Why
front of you.
is that?
Okay, well,
Because
here's the
elevators
thing.
automatically go.
Dude,
Ding.
hit
everything
every
about
button.
this is crazy.
Yeah, but it's gonna close.
yeah, it'll still close.
Yeah.
That's,
Okay.
that's the video. I mean,
So
one,
that was the
that's-
video.
And then she goes missing, and then they find her in the water tank where no one has access
Okay,
to.
that's
It gets nastier
weird.
too. So that water tank facilitates the building. So the showers and the
Yeah.
drinking water, all of that. Her body was in there for over like a day. They couldn't find her, and it was that same water running through the hotel.
Yep. This
Enjoy,
water tastes
enjoy
like
that
girl.
shower.
Enjoy that.
Enjoy that.
That's so interesting. And they don't know how, but there's
This
got to
water
be a
ta-
way
this
to
water
get
tastes
into
like
the
Pokemon.
I'm
water
guessing
tank.
they know now, but just for that to happen, for all of that to happen, has to take a lot of just.
It looks
luck.
like she was on drugs and she jumped, like acid or something, jumped in the water and
You
probably
can't
drowned.
do.
That's
you
another
can't.
thing, though.
That's the thing. They have bring up the actual the detectives. You can't get into the tank. Like there's no stairway. There's nothing. It's all locked, and those locks weren't broken or anything. That's what's scary about it.
I'll show you the image of the water tower. So it's up in here. She got up this thing,
There
First-
are ladders on those things.
but even to access the doors to get here is pretty
They're
much
all locked.
impossible.
yeah, sometimes though, maybe the door was open. Look at these guys up there.
And then she has to climb this entire thing and lift. Apparently, she has to lift this in really, really heavy top.
That's locked because you don't have access to water.
That's so
It's so weird. And Agent A lives next door. Congrats.
You do?
She lives downtown, L.A. Why don't
She's
you
a
give
pretty-
everyone your
what a
address?
Pretty
online?
gal, too. Look at her. Young girl.
Dead.
I don't think she had any history of drug abuse either.
None.
So
Maybe she just went crazy. Maybe there was something that went crazy, or maybe
Rotted
she
for
was
2 weeks in there.
oh god.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Oh Christ.
Enjoy that booty juice.
Oh Jesus.
Well, I don't know how.
Oh no.
Oh.
This is very strange.
Hey, scroll down.
that road
Scroll down. Oh, I thought that was a picture of her dead.
Well,
I got way
no,
too
man.
excited. Well, said prepare
She's from a
yourself.
college student from Vancouver, Canada. What a bummer. You know, oh man, that's a.
That hotel.
I don't know if this is exact though. But
Probably pass
How did
on
they
that hotel.
find her in the first place? Like,
The water tastes like pure shit.
is that what it was?
Like,
Let's
hey,
go
man,
find the water.
What's wrong with the water?
Oh no.
I bet they're like, God, this water tastes like shit. And they're like, yeah, LA water. Like, no, literally tastes like pure shit. Like,
How
my
do you-
water's brown.
How do you even?
I don't know.
Oh my god,
21 years old.
some weird shit, right?
It's some scary stuff.
Yeah.
So she was missing for 5 days before they found. So who knows? She might have been in there for 2 freaking weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably
Yep.
passed on that hotel.
I was actually at that hotel by myself after a birthday because I didn't want to drive home, whatever. So I got that hotel, and then I think a year after this happened.
Okay.
There was that case where the guy
Because I would totally pass on. I'd pay double
I
at
would
another
freak out. I
hotel.
couldn't go
they
there.
buried these dudes in a wall, and they like made a wall out of they put them in the wall, and the wall started to bleed, and that's how they found them. That's a good time. Blood will see
And that's
through
in every
cement.
horror movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, but this was a true story.
Really?
Buried him in a wall. Yeah, that's not good.
That'd be a shitty way to go,
The
man.
mafia used to take your body, like the Gambinos. They'd cut your throat. They'd bleed the body. So
We
they'd
call it
bleed you.
drain.
They drain.
They hang you upside down like a hog.
That's right. They hang upside
Cut your
down.
neck.
And then I think they gut you. And then they either would do one of two things. They'd cut you up, put you in a car, take you to the junk lot where they crunch
Smash
cars.
the car,
Yep.
yeah.
And so you'd be under, 10 tons of steel, never to be found again. Or they'd take you out on a boat and they just chum the water. They
Dexter
just,
style.
They just feed you to the fishies in little pieces. See you
Dexter
later.
style.
That's one way to get rid of a body. Yeah. One guy was cutting a body apart, and he was spraying Dracar Noir, which is a cologne, all over the room. 'Cause
I remember
eating
that.
pizza.
That's not going to help.
He had a pizza in his hand, and he's spraying cologne as he's cutting the body up.
That's when you know you've seen too much shit.
Yeah,
You
that's-
just
Yeah,
desensitized.
you're in the
to it.
chop crew.
Well, you've just done it so many times. Like, what was that? Pepperoni? Give me that.
That's right.
Ugh.
You're in a chop crew. Get rid of this guy.
I'm not made for that, man.
No.
I don't do well. You know what else I'm not made for? Last night I watched a documentary. It was only 28 minutes long, but when I went on Netflix, it was like Academy Award winning, and it showed I forget the name of it. Decisions or something like that. It's brand new. It's like what to watch. You know when they recommend stuff? And I was watching it, and it was in a hospital, and oh my God, it was super sad. I was up by myself in my underwear watching this, and it was these poor freaking families, or like one was a brother, and they're on life support, and they have to make the decision whether to pull the plug or not. And they're showing what the doctors go through. Dude, I was so sad.
Damn.
They show this one lady, and there's just no hope for her. And the doctor's talking to her, and the lady like has a mask on. She's like, she's like, I'm 31. I'm too young to die. I have so much left. And she's like, I know. I don't know what to tell you. Like, if we pull this tube, you're gonna die. And she's like, well, then I don't want to be alive. So then she brings her family, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is so heavy.
And she's got to say goodbye, basically.
Yeah, and they showed her saying goodbye. But then they show and then they show like 5 different situations, all going on in the same hospital with the same doctor and the crew.
Same hospital.
Yeah. Then they show the doctors getting together going, well, what do you think? What's her chances? And this one lady had some horrible disease, and her brother and her daughter were there. And the brother goes, we've had these conversations where we're going to uncover every rock we can to try and save her. But once that's done, if she can only function with a feeding tube and she can't, breathe on her own, she has asked for us to pull the plug.
Yeah.
But they're talking to her, and she's just shaking her head. And they're like, do you want us to insert like a tube in your throat, like tracheotomy?
Yeah.
And she's all,
Nope.
and he's all, do you want us to pull the plug? And the doctor's like, if they do that, you might have a day, maybe 2. I've seen some weird cases where it's like 6 months. But yeah, it's gonna be probably the end of the road.
It's problematic.
And so they're saying goodbye and showing us. Then they go in the back, and the doctors they're in a circle talking like pros and cons.
Yeah.
The doctor's like, we've literally done everything.
They do it all the
and
time.
then one doctor's like, well, we don't know about. She has some disease. She's like, well, we didn't talk to the specialist about this. And the head doctor's like, listen, I did talk to him. I'm telling you, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
Then they show the family, and the family's just like, they're religious. And they're like, God doesn't want us to do this. And the doctor's like, I get that. But, like, God's not making her breathe, man. That's machines are.
That's right.
It was so heavy.
That's true.
It got done. I was all,
Yeah, but doctors deal with this all the time. Doctors deal in hospitals with whether or not to take somebody off life support all the time. And sometimes they do because you need the bed, because it's not going to save them. They have to make certain decisions that are very, very difficult. And one of the things that they were talking about is they were talking about God and people who are atheists. And said, talk to a pediatric oncologist, somebody who deals with childhood cancer and sees children die. You talk to that guy about God. Talk to that guy about not believing God, because a lot of them become religious. Because in many ways, it's the only thing you got.
That's all you got.
There's got to be a meaning to the suffering.
Well, I told myself,
I would never tell a doctor like that not to believe in God.
If I see a kid on the show, I turn it off. Can't do kids.
I'm the same way, dude.
What they showed this homeless man who had this horrible cancer and he was on life support. And she comes up to him and he's not doing well. She's like, "Do you have any family or anyone we can call?" And he's like, "Mm-mm." And she's like, "We'll be your family." Aww. Yeah, and she's like, it's just, she's like, "You're gonna die. Like the only thing keeping you alive is life support, man."
There's a famous book called On Death and Dying that I read, and there was it's an important book, but there was a famous opera singer. She was a great opera singer, and they were going to have to she was going to survive the cancer, but they were going to have to take all her teeth out, part of her jaw, and some of her tongue, I think, and she'd never be able to sing again. And there's this, in the book, the doctors all stand there right before she's going to have her operation, and she gives them a concert. And the nurses and doctors stood there, and she sang for the last time, 5-6 songs for them before she went under the knife to never sing again. Think about being a doctor and that kind of privilege and that kind of heavy. Talk about emotion and talk about the human experience on all its levels.
Well,
holy shit!
Did you see?
That makes me believe in God.
Yeah. It doesn't. It doesn't make me.
Or not, right?
What?
You can go either way.
That is not a positive God story.
Hey,
what's up, brother? We're just talking about God.
Sam Tripoli just walked in. The monster. We call Sam the monster. Sam will make you laugh from any angle.
Comedy store. Good to see you, dude.
My brother.
How are you, man?
Good to see you, buddy.
How's your life?
It's great. I miss you.
It gets smaller and more shredded every time I see you.
You gonna go pee-pee out of your pee?
Yes, I come in, you leave. I come in, he leaves.
I heard people ran a train on Beethoven.
Well, listen, man. Beethoven was too deaf for that. Speaking of a strong dick game, we got Sam Dick Game Strong Tripoli up in there.
Thank you, guys.
One of our faves, man. What's up, brother?
I'm happy to be here.
Sam's a monster. Sam's a kind of comic. Like, some fighters, they can kick you, they can punch you, they can take you down, they can submit you, and they can do it from any angle. They can do it from any angle. They can whatever you want. Just put them in there, and they're gonna get the job done.
Call him a Swiss Army knife.
That's what Sam Tripoli will. You put him in Afghanistan in front of a bunch of soldiers. You put him in front of a bunch of Armenians. You put him in front of a bunch of Asian people. He's gonna find a way to make them laugh for an hour.
Can I tell you something funny?
Professional.
100% professional.
I play weird gigs, dude. You guys are your game's strong right now. I'm just
game's strong right now.
I get called into weird situations, right?
Yes,
I'm still doing weird situations.
I've seen you do it,
which I'm fine with. Within 1 week, I played 2 completely polar opposite shows. I got asked to do a fundraiser for an Armenian preschool because they keep trying to bring me. I love my Armenian people.
Why would you do that?
Because
he's Armenian.
I'm half Armenian, so they keep wanting to call me in, but I'm just like, I'm so like white boy. But then I also did that week, I did, do you know NoFX, the band? Have you heard the band? Fat Mike?
Yeah.
I did his 50-year-old birthday party.
Nice.
50th birthday party, and it was in a sex dungeon by LAX, and I don't know if you guys know this, but shit gets weird around airports. That's where all the weird shit happens. Because people want to fly in, get weird, and then get on their plane and fly right out.
It's like underground or what?
No, dude, it's just this. It's just a sex. It's a dungeon. It's a sex dungeon on different nights. It's different things. Like I was asking him, like one night it's like cross-dresser night. Like if you're in the cross-dressers, you show up here, and this is where all the cross-dressers show up to get weird. And it's like just. Wow. And so I'm doing Fat Mike's gig, and it's like all the royalty of punk rock is there, and like Fat Mike and his wife is this woman named Soma Snake Oil. She was very high up in the BDSM pornography world.
Soma Snake Oil,
yeah,
Big Mike and Soma Snake Oil,
yeah,
bondage and sadomasochism, right?
Yeah, because I used to do the I still do the Naughty Show, and I had her on there, and we I did this really funny thing where I tried to do like Johnny Carson. You know where you have like people come on with their pet. You know they have the zookeepers come out with their pets.
Yep.
Well, I did that
What's
where
the
she
name,
brought
Jack?
in. Yeah. I did it where she brought on her gimp and like she taught me all this crazy. Like I'd feed it like it was a little animal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we've always been really close. Okay. So she's like, I want you to host this thing, and I'm like, okay, man. I come in and like I instantly realize I'm a weird dude. I'm into weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you. I like my shit a little crazy.
Sure.
I was the most vanilla dude in the room. I was like the Mormon. I was like a Mormon.
What kind of jokes did you do? They all like
Well,
it.
I tried to open up with some jokes, and then I realized nobody relates to any of this dirty shit.
They're not even listening.
And then I start getting heckled by this like cross-dressing minotaur looking guy. He was like he was in like all drag, had his eyes tattooed out, and he had those little horns in. You know when they get
Sounds like a bad dream.
Oh yeah, they get the horns. Yeah.
the horns in.
Oh, he had them physically put in.
Yeah, you know where they.
Oh.
And he's
Was he
heckling
like,
me.
bro, you suck,
No,
bro.
dude, the whole time, every joke, he's like, I want to fuck you in your ass. So that's what I heard the whole time.
This is a
What
nightmare.
a terrible. Well, a guy with horns saying, "I want to fuck you in your ass."
Yeah.
What a terrible.
I felt like I
heckler.
was in Narnia and I was getting like heckled by the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe,
by
dude.
the orcs from.
But luckily, he saved my act because like my material was not hitting.
Right.
And I had to just go and just pound on this guy for like 20 minutes.
You just started roasting him?
Just ripping him a new asshole, and they went nuts. And it like
course.
saved. But it's like that's the life of a comic, man.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to do these really safe things, and then you get to do the fun shows, and then you just gotta go in these fucking Vietnam. I'm like Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse. I get called into bad situations, and I gotta make the best of it.
I feel like that's your MO. Like, they would never call Brian for that gig.
No,
like, that's
Brian
a
would
Sam
never do
Tripoli,
that gig.
That's a
Sam's
Sam
so good
Tripoli
at it.
gig.
I couldn't do that.
It's a weird skill to have. No, you would kill there, and then you would be really. at
Dove's
home.
pretty good at that. I've seen Dove take
Dove Davidoff?
strange situations, and he just acknowledges what's going on.
Has
There's
fun
something
with it?
about him, where he'll just be like, he'll just start saying stuff.
What happened at the end of that part? Like, once you got off stage, did
So I
you
get
see
off,
some weird shit?
dude. Yeah, really weird shit. So the stand up was the beginning of the set, the show. The second part was Soma invited her friends on to do little BDSM shows, and like one girl just like they crushed glass. She just walked all over it, laid on it. She was smoking hot.
Was she just all cut up and bleeding?
She did, yeah, dude. That's their thing. They're just like it's into that
She was just a dime piece.
dime piece, dude.
Walking on
really?
glass.
So hot. I'm like, what is?
I would've
going on?
saved
And
her.
I had to
So
like,
high.
I had to host it. And next up is like,
Let's give it up.
Weird Doll, and she just walk up and just do like gator rolls and glass, and everyone's like, oh, it's so great.
What
the
the-
ending one was the like so beyond anything,
What was it, man?
dude. This white priest guy dressed up like a white priest brings up this black nun, and she takes off her shirt and they brand her right on stage.
Jesus
And you
Christ.
could smell it. And I'm like, dude, this is
What
deep
the
shit.
fuck?
It's so racist.
They branded her.
Yeah, that was their
They
gift.
landed a black girl? That was the grand finale?
God damn! A white priest with a black
And they were
nun.
great because they
What was
sat
the
in like the
brand?
little VIP section
Damn.
and they laughed at all my jokes. And then I watched them just get completely branded. I'm like, that's crazy.
That's
was the
radical
brand?
shit.
What was it was just like a logo or something?
It was a cross on her back.
Dog. That is so dark.
Dude, because for me, I'm the kind of guy that with a girl like that, smoking hot girl, rolls in glass, like I have nothing to offer. I'd be like, I'll pull your hair and fuck you.
Yeah.
But I'll do it hard. Like I don't have anything.
Hard
not much-
doesn't work for them.
Yeah.
So I get off stage, right, and there's this gorgeous red. I mean, just like she looks like
She's a
a
10.
porcelain doll. She's so hot. She got a gorgeous rack, and she's like, "So that went okay for you, huh?" I'm like, "What?" And dude, I'm a weird dude. I know when I had an okay set when people tell me I did well. If I crush, nobody wants to talk to me. I'm like this weird thing, and it fucks with my head. Like when I have a killer set and
yeah.
nobody talks to me after, it was a really good set.
Yeah.
When I have an okay set and everyone's like telling me how great it was, I know it was okay, and everyone's lining up to tell me how great the set was. I'm like, I took a beating on this one, right? I get it. She's like, so how do you think they went? I went, okay. She's like, it was okay. It was like, she goes, you're very vanilla. I'm like, what are you into? I'm like, I like to be called racial slurs and stuff. I'm like trying trying to impress. I have a weird kinks in my life.
Sure, I understand.
I like to be called
So
racial slurs.
she decided to insult you and tell you that you're vanilla.
Because she wanted it back, and then she wanted that Sam.
So I'm like, what are you into? She's like, oh, I'm into this. She's like, I've had sex with a knife to my throat. I'm like, what are you into? And then I'm instantly like, what's going on with this?
Right,
dude?
that kind of turns me
There's
on.
a whole, dude. There's a whole world.
Too much work for me. Yeah, no.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to come, just get done, get in, get out.
I know.
I don't want to wear suits.
I have
no
had-
knives. There's no strangling.
I had a fling with a girl who wanted me to basically beat her up for real. Like she
punch her or choke?
Dude, she
Choke,
wanted
school,
me to
punch,
no. She wanted me to slap her to her knees. She wanted me to fucking really make her have, like she was. I show up at her place and she starts fighting with me. And I'm like, all right, listen, man, not a small girl. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like,
You got your handful.
She wants me to slap her. She wants me to like beat her up and hold her down. I'm like, look, there's a point where you're going to get bruises and I'm going to be, and
now you
something's
need
gonna
lawyers
break.
in
Yes.
fucking the bedroom.
And I don't know if you're setting me up. I don't know
you
what the
into
fuck
that,
is going-
Sam?
I'm not into that. I
I'm
mean,
not really into that. I mean, like, girls always want me to say degrading shit to them. There's just weird power balance going
you
on
know
in
a lot
society
of porn.
right
You
now.
know a lot of the girls on the
But I don't hook up with any of them. I know them. They're my friends, and it's very weird, but I'm just not into that.
You're not into porn chicks?
No, I like
because they're so damaged or what?
No, it's just like I like perceiving girls as being like wholesome and making them do filthy. That's my thing, right?
Okay, that's good.
Like doing weird
So
shit.
if a girl's already kind of a freak.
Yeah, it's not my thing, you know? It's not my thing.
What is your take on the general profile of the average porn star?
You know what, dude? Whatever you can say about comedian, you can say about porn star. They are literally the same thing. Yeah. It's like if I listed all the characteristics of an adult film star and all the characteristics of a comedian, but didn't label them, and I had you pick which one was which, you very much struggle. The business model's the same. They do an adult film like you would do the Tonight Show. You do Goldberg's. Why?
And they go dance, and then
they tour off that, and they and they call it headlining.
That's right.
And they're headliners now.
I like strip clubs. That's where they make their money, right?
Yes, and that's how they make cash. So they do 1 porno, 2 pornos a year, and then they go and tour off.
And they're on the road.
And then they're on the road working, hustling. And it's just like, it's the same grind. But I'll tell you.
Same business model.
Same business model, same everything. And that's just kind of how it goes.
I just worked with a porn star. I didn't know she was a porn star until one of the crew told me on Kingdom, that show, and she was my assistant. And I
on the show.
Yeah, I think her name is Sophie D or something. And just buxom, very pretty. She's
filthy.
Gorgeous. You know her?
Just a savage.
Okay, she is then?
A savage.
Oh, she's a savage.
A savage.
Sam's very familiar with her.
Okay,
savage.
I don't know.
Is she still in the industry? Like I've been doing the naughty show so long.
Great.
I've seen people be new Scarlet of the Year and retire and have their jersey fucking numbers up in the rafters.
She's definitely in her 30s, but she's very pretty and
savage.
And
dude.
she was a pro. She
Yeah.
was funny. She was good in the scene.
Why did they book her in that? I find this interesting.
Because I play this Armenian. I play an Armenian fight promoter.
You're killing it, dude.
Yep.
You're doing all the Armenian Israeli stuff.
I sure am, and I have to have a very sexy. The description is assistant with huge breasts.
So they book a porn star.
Yeah, but she was very funny. And
But let me ask you, does she do anything porny in it?
No, she's just my assistant in a dress, but
like
she's
there's
hilarious.
not enough of them in L.A.?
You know what? She's probably one of those women that can act. She's a pro. They're on time.
I bet you the
ready.
director has a weird porn
Let's
fetish.
not give her too much credit.
No, but she had a comedic thing to her. The timing was great. She was confident. She hit her mark. That sometimes can be a lot harder than you think because you don't want somebody to be overacting and playing a caricature. She was my assistant. You bought it. She had 2 lines, but let me tell you, it worked.
She killed it.
She was funny.
Brian was attracted to her.
In Game of Thrones, man, a lot of those women that you see naked, not naked, they're all European porn stars.
Yeah.
Well, remember on Entourage when she had a reoccurring role? She was
Sasha Grey.
Yes, Sasha. And
boy.
you want to talk about savage, bro?
There's an argument for her being in the Mount Rushmore. I don't think she's there.
She is so. You know who that
Mount
is?
Rushmore.
Do I know
Sasha
that is?
Grey
Sure
is.
do, sir.
She is.
Sure do.
I mean, yeah, Mount Rushmore of pure whores.
Yeah.
She is.
There
top
are
3.
two of my two.
And she had a reoccurring role.
No, dude. You don't understand. Like when you start talking Mount Rushmore, there's a level that It's like it's got to be Jenna Jameson.
Is number
Tara
one?
Patrick.
No. I got Tara Patrick. I got Jenna Hayes. I got Belladonna. For me,
Okay, that's
because you know why?
This is an older list.
Jenna Hayes and Belladonna loved sex. I feel like they truly got off on it.
Oh, that's sweet. Do you
Dude,
think they're? You actually think?
I think they're genuine.
You would watch it for the dialogue?
No, I think that they're genuine nymphos. So when they had sex, I was like, these girls are. I mean,
they're doing it for the love of the game.
I'm telling
Paycheck's
you.
just
Yeah,
bonus
paycheck's
at
just
this point.
icing on the cake.
and I've talked to directors that worked with them, and all of whom agree. Said from day one, before she was a porn
You did your
star, she was
research
doing
on
that
them?
shit. Sure
Get the
did.
fuck out of here.
Sure did.
Yeah, you get it, dude. You
get it, dude. You guys are an old school Mount Rushmore. For
You know what's so
God's
funny?
sake.
I've
I know.
been getting called old school comedian. People say that about me, like, "Oh, you're an old school comic," and I'm trying to figure out what that means. But I think it's that you have punchlines. These kids like to go up and you do my show a lot,
Yeah.
and you're really great in it. Like you have punchlines. Like I put up some of these kids, and they just hope it gets a laugh. And if it doesn't get laughed, they're like, "Oh, what do I care?"
Oh hell no! I would never come back.
That's an ironic living.
That's how it is now.
And I want to say this, but before we got started into this weird porno talk, which I love.
Did I start
I
that?
don't know as much about it as you do, or you, especially you. But Sam was actually, Brian and I started doing the live Fire and the Kids shows, and that's where I started getting into stand-up. But Sam was actually the very first one ever to give me a shot at doing solo stand-up.
Oh shit, Sam
Yeah.
Tripoli stepping
I tell
up.
him it every time I see him.
You got
I'm like,
something,
dude,
kid. I see it in
I
you.
can't thank you enough.
You're-
Every single time I see him.
so awesome.
Every time.
Yeah, you're great at it, dude. And then it's just little things you just got to learn about. Cutting lines out, making it, Sometimes you got to pull a line you love because it just ruins the rhythm of the joke. Cut it down, then tag the shit out of it.
Exactly.
This guy tags the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But
He
you're-
runs trains on his jokes, man. Bam,
You
bam,
got it,
bam.
and you're right about that. It's about editing. It's about carving. It's about that's just like
Because
anything
when you're a
else.
young comic, you want to have 20 minutes, but you probably only have 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's better to go up there and kill for 10
For sure.
than to have a okay 20.
Yep.
And it's
100%.
just crazy. I actually, speaking of shitty gigs, I have this album coming out. It's called The Diabolical, and it's a 2-disc album.
Wow.
2 discs. The first one's just me crushing, and then the second one's called Friday Night Late Show, and it's basically where 5 to 10 minutes in this thing, I realize this is a sloppy drunk crowd, and I'm not going to get anything out of this, so I just start going OR, Comedy Store, late night, whacking people, dude.
Wow.
For 1 hour, I'm just dropping bombs on people.
And it's a DVD set, Sam?
No, it's a CD. It's 2
Oh, word.
CDs for the price
For
of
audio.
one. You can pre-order it now. It's Diabolical, Sam Tripoli, and it's just 1 hour of just me crushing. I tell stories about I got hired to do a fundraiser for these hillbillies in Nevada where they wanted to build a rocket that ran on human fecal matter. And my friend did too much acid and it got fucking weird. Then I tell a story about how was on a high-speed police chase with police helicopters and I got away. I tell that whole story.
You really had that happen.
Do you have the robot, the Hollywood
No,
robot?
I did make the cut, and I already have enough time. I'm going to shoot a special. I don't know where I go from here. I'm going to shoot an hour, and then
You need to, dude.
maybe I'll just go
People
quietly.
need to
And
see.
I'm ready to sell candy in bathrooms at strip bars. That's where I'm at in my life. I'm just ready to be like a bouncer in the bathroom at
Do you
this
get
point.
just tired? Do you get
fuck it.
tired of the business?
I get it's just I just want to talk shit, and I don't know where I sit. Where I am in this business right now.
Right.
All I want to do is be a talking head on television and talk shit. I really like it.
You'd be good at it.
You have your podcast, though, right?
Yeah,
So you can talk a lot of shit on there.
I got Punch Drunk, where winners win. It's a sports podcast. And then I do a new conspiracy theory podcast that I fucking love. It's
have you
called,
had Eddie on there?
Oh, he's done it twice.
Of
Tinfoil
course.
Hat, it's
Yeah.
called. And we just go
Tinfoil
deep.
hat.
Yeah. We're going to talk there's a theory that Paul McCartney isn't the real Paul McCartney. And there's all these clues that maybe that he died in a car crash and he got this. You remember when Hillary went down and then suddenly this other woman walked down? Everyone's, that's not Hillary. That's what they think happened with Paul McCartney.
Oh, no.
I love conspiracy.
Hey,
Make sure you waste a lot of your
If
time
you want
on
to
that.
trigger, bring up that to Brian Callen.
I know.
If you
I
want
know,
to trigger.
I know. But it's it's just a comedy. It's not like let's get
You're
really
doing it
deep
for
into
fun. You're not actually passionate about conspiracy
Oh,
theories.
I'm into weird. I think I believe in aliens. I believe in ghosts. I believe in multiple dimensions. I believe in all
Do you
that.
believe in God?
I do believe in. I don't believe there's like ZZ Top up there with an iPad keeping score on everybody.
Yeah.
But I do believe that there's a spirituality and an energy, and that's why I believe
Preach.
what happens with ghosts is what happens is when you die, your soul, your life force gets
Spirit.
reabsorbed into the universe.
Yep. Or into the frame of your house. Keep
Depends,
going.
yeah.
I have a ghost in my house.
But when you die a violent death, that transfer gets fucked. And it's like
You're stuck
some
here?
bad happens and the energy doesn't get reabsorbed. And that's where ghosts come from. It's always violent deaths where ghosts come
And
from.
those are the haunted spirits.
Yes. Yes, that's my whole theory. That's my
That's my thing.
That's my thing.
because it comes so abruptly and you didn't expect it.
Yeah, well, it's just like like when you die, you just like and you go and you get
Sure.
reabsorbed.
Sure.
But when something bad happens, you're like, I'm stuck here, and now I'm just
You don't have a chance,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
put
you didn't
things
have
in
the-
order.
What?
You don't have a chance to put things in order. You're
When I
just
went to
gone.
China, I was in a haunted massage parlor. Like they put me up. They did like TripAdvisor, and they put me in this place, and it was
TripAdvisor.
like you can go on my youtube.com/Sam Tripoli, and it's just like it's a haunted massage parlor.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was so creepy. I saw girls, like 3 girls living in a room, and
Did
I
it ghost
just,
jack you off, or was it the real?
yeah, it was. It really was. And it's so funny because I'd hear noises. I'm like, who's there? And I realize if it's a ghost, it's a Chinese ghost that speaks no English. So I'm like yelling English at this Chinese.
Come again?
Ni hao.
And but it's like Shanghai Chinese.
Yeah.
So it's like you see Chinese. They talk. They're like this close to each other, and they just scream at each other. It's probably like that's how they talk
Yeah.
to each other.
Yeah.
So it's a loud screaming
A
Chinese
lot of people.
ghost.
I've been to Shanghai.
Why the fuck were you in Shanghai?
Dude, doing stand up, it's the best.
It is,
They're
right?
so
They get your
a lot of
jokes?
expats or
everywhere, and you go there, you're like, oh, I could live here. This is it.
No.
Dude, I watched the World Series in a Cajun restaurant in Shanghai.
Shanghai is the biggest city.
Dude,
probably in
it
the
is
world.
awesome.
Don't they have a pollution problem though? Isn't it bad there?
You can't tell. I mean, for the
Shanghai.
first time you're there, you're like, what's that? And then
And
you
you
get
just
used to it. You're like, ah.
You're tasting coal. You're tasting coal and tire dust.
Yeah.
And everything else.
Did you see it? It's I think it's you. You might have to bring it up, Jane. It's in the Shanghai's like top 3 for worst traffic.
Yeah.
But out of all the countries, cities in the world, LA was 8.
Really?
We're the only
Still?
U.S.
Still?
state,
Still?
the only United States.
Seattle's pretty bad.
I see Seattle. I figured San Francisco, Toronto, but LA's right up there, man.
Well, dude, I want to run for mayor, and just get really close and just get somebody to actually adopt my. One thing I want to get rid of is daytime construction in Los Angeles.
It is
There's
a
too many
beast.
people.
That's true.
There's too many people. Do what
true.
Vegas does. Do it at night when there's nobody driving.
Bangkok, Thailand. I've been there, and it is very, very crowded.
Thailand, Mexico City,
I've
Romania.
never been to Bucharest.
It's got audio.
Let me see.
Let's see.
Jakarta.
Oh, we're
Indonesia,
number
been
14.
there.
Guys,
Moscow,
work
been
harder.
How crazy is
there.
that?
Chongqing, China.
See, here's the thing.
Apparently, China has terrible
everywhere.
fucking traffic because they're how many? They got 1, 2, 3, 4,
They
5,
have-
6 in the top 15.
They have like 100 cities.
We're number 14.
Of 20 million people.
A lot of people.
Like they have like 100 New York cities,
It's crazy.
and they're like,
too much.
yeah, it's too many.
It's just
people,
too
dude.
much.
It's too many.
Well, they say that if the Chinese army were to walk by you 5 abreast or 10 abreast, it would never end. You would never, as they were walking, it would never end because they would have new recruits by the time. Yeah,
Jesus,
that's how
Christ.
big the Red Army is.
Dude, I did it the first time I went out with Steve Byrne to China.
How is he, by the way?
I don't. I see him once in a while. So
I love him.
we play this gig,
Great.
and it's at the Hard Rock, and that's where like Silverchair had played. Remember the Australian boy band, and they were supposed to have the first ever Mr. Gay Chinese competition pageant, and they shut it down. And they're like, because they're like,
Mr.
no.
Gay Chinese.
But dude, think about this: if 10% of your population is gay. Imagine how many gay Asians that is. Like,
They're
if they
killing it
actually
over there.
got together.
I'll tell you, even if it's 5%,
They're killing it over there. The gays
If
are.
they just got
in China,
together,
that's a huge
they
demographic.
could take over the world.
so 1,000 million is a billion. Okay, 1,000 million. If 10% are gay,
And there's almost 2 billion
that would
over
be,
there.
That would be 100 million. Let's just say it's 5%. That's 50 million.
It's a lot of
that'd
butt
be
sex.
50 million gay.
Not hard to find. Grinder over there is just killing
it, dude. Killing
it.
That's a good
Running
time.
ads
Killing
on Grinder
it.
right now in China.
Yeah. It's got
If I'm gay, I'm going there.
dude, put Fire and a Kid on that app.
They
You know how
say
many
Saudi Arabia
listeners
is a
you'd
good
have?
place.
That's a good idea. Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, there was an article about how Saudi Arabia, especially Riyadh and Jeddah, are
Well,
a
just
gay man's
percentages,
dream.
right, B?
Just because men and women are so separated.
Oh,
So-
yeah, we talked about
Yeah,
that.
so when you're separated and it's very, very formalized, there's no access to sex. There's just a lot of, not only is there a lot of
Boys.
fucking with guys, it's also kind of like, I'm straight, but until I get married,
all
I
about
gotta
your
do
options.
something. Make sure you shave. Don't look me in the eye.
Yes.
And throw this wig on. And
Yes.
let's
It's
get in
a
the back of my
smooth boy.
truck.
Do you know Jason Ellis? You know Jason Ellis. Do you know Jason Ellis?
Yeah, really well.
He just did Adam Hunter's show at the Dime. Dude, that guy was talking about some crazy shit.
He's
on
got a
stage.
crazy life.
Jason's had a crazy life.
Yeah,
He
I
knows
mean,
him
like
very
he's talking about glory holes and all this stuff, dude. You're like, as long as there's not a mustache attached, you're good to go.
But
went to-
Jason was talking about how was he talking about he was sucking in the glory hole?
I didn't hear that part.
I
but
don't know.
Sure it was-
I'm curious what he was saying.
Does that make him gayer?
No, see, I don't think Jason.
Are you gay if you like your dick sucked?
Jason,
Asking for a friend.
asking for a friend who was in a glory hole last night doing stand up from a glory hole. Jason's not gay. Not in the least bit.
I think he's bisexual.
Yeah, he's talked about it. I think he has sucked dick.
Yeah.
As weird as that
See,
sounds.
and I have to stop you, Brendan, because
He's not gay.
I understand, but
He's bi.
Yeah. And I believe you, and I agree with you. However, I just have to say that if you
should be good.
suck a cock, and especially if you finish the cock off, I don't know if there's anything actually gayer.
But it doesn't make you gay.
No, taking in the butt is the gayest.
Is it?
I think it's
Yeah,
the gayest.
probably, but
But let me ask you this then, and I'm
But it's
I'm just playing devil's advocate, and,
Okay.
and I just read a whole freaking article on this. I don't know why I know this.
What
shit.
was this article called? Gay or not gay?
was this in Gay Magazine?
No, it
Is your
was
secret subscription.
No, it was questions from the glory hole. Dear glory hole.
Glory Hole Confessions.
Yeah.
What a great show.
Brendan's got a fucking stack of
What a
just Gay
great
Magazine.
podcast.
I wanted to do
name.
a,
Glory Hole Confessions.
I actually wrote a show where one of the characters just talked through the glory hole. That was the character. He's like, you just saw his mustache talking.
I'm exhausted.
Very
Hey,
funny.
no, but
I'm exhausted.
what was I talking about? Oh, but if you're married with a family, but you have this this appetite to fuck guys on the side,
Sure.
you're not gay. You'd be bisexual, right?
I'd say you're gay.
No, you'd be bisexual.
I know-
So if you still have sex with women,
No, I know, but what I'm trying to say, yeah, I know what you're saying. What I'm trying to say is, I would say you're gay as shit. That's all I'm trying to say. I
that's
just
not the way it works.
No, I'm saying
Sam.
No, I'm saying if you
Like Jason Ellis is not gay.
No, but if you fuck guys on the
He
side,
said he is gay on stage.
yeah. If you suck guys' cocks and you fuck guys, all I'm saying is that you might be bi, but I'm saying you're gay as shit.
No, that's not fair.
Look, my buddy,
What do you
my
think,
buddy's
Sam?
gay. My buddy's,
I think if you, I just think, hey man, I'm weird, so I can't judge anybody, dude. So I just think if you take it in the butt, you're probably gay.
Yeah.
That's the rule.
But what happens if you? What if you like women too? What if you're fucking
bi,
a girl?
you're bi.
I think you're only as straight as your options. How about that one? I think there's some dudes who just want to get weird.
pretty
Joe
fair.
Rogan used to do a joke about how like Hugh Hefner got so many chicks,
Yeah.
they started doing like, and I think there is something to that. Like, if you just have an avalanche of the most gorgeous women in the world coming at you, and you're like, oh, I would love that all the time, but eventually you're like, okay,
What else is out there?
Yeah.
Dude, I heard about this. I won't say his name, and this is from a super reliable source. Super reliable. Who knows this?
Who,
guy?
Eddie Bravo?
No. Hell no. I got my information from YouTube. Anyway, or the library. But there's this famous, and you guys would know him, I'll tell you when we got off here, the famous musician, uber famous,
know
got
he is.
so many chicks.
I know he is.
And he was just dime piece. We even saw some of these dime pieces. And then he was like, this doesn't excite. There's literally nothing left for me. I fucked every girl. Then he started going through Craigslist and getting like young dudes to his house.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm not gay. I'm so fucking bored.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
just get weird.
Or you've always wanted to do
Gay.
that. And then finally you have a reason now.
That's right.
Well, you
that's
know-
how I feel about it. Like,
Because there's not enough beautiful women in the world
Well,
for
dude,
me
if
to.
you accept, I've had arguments with my friend. Like, if a woman goes, I'm bisexual, nobody questions that. Nobody's like, really? Are you sure? Yeah. But if a guy's like, I'm bisexual, everyone's like, are you sure? You just get. It's like this weird kind of dynamic.
Double standard. For sure.
I do think that the human brain is so complicated and sexuality is so multi-layered that, of course, there are people like Jason that are probably bisexual, right? But I do think that there's a fundamental difference between a man who has experiences with men and a woman who has experiences with women. And that is, very simply, that when you have experiences with men, you get penetrated. And you're probably
but what if you're the penetrator?
Yeah.
And you're probably getting shot into. Now, again, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying if I peel your peach open, you're my buddy.
So nasty.
Hold on, I'm not done. If I take these two thumbs, if I take these two thumbs, and I go, I want you to pick a spot on the wall, and I liked watching you fight, but I'm going to peel your peach open. Ooh, there's a little hair in your rump. Now it's going to sting a little bit.
Is this how it normally gets, or did I make this happen?
No, it's another level, but that's all good.
And my dick, by the way, is rock hard because I'm turned on by the fact that I'm peeling your little brown open.
This is
so bad.
Now I would have to say that's probably I'm going to have a deep attraction to a man to the point where I want to get in your shitter.
Yeah.
Am I being
it's
unfair?
super complicated.
It's complicated.
Because I don't think it's any different.
It's only complicated
if a guy looks up with a guy, a girl
where
looks
we're
up with a
coming
girl,
from.
you're both bisexual.
Dude, it's only complicated because where we're coming from. I'm much older than you, and we're around the same age. It's because we're from a different time where it's just I was watching Star Trek the other day, the new one, and I'm like, this isn't real. If this was real, dude, it would be RuPaul's Drag Race. Everybody would run around in drag. There'd be one whole floor of the Enterprise, just glory holes. Everybody would be bisexual. That's where it's all going, dude. It's just going to be, especially with the proliferation of porn. I was talking about the other day. It's like, I was doing a joke that I found out Ron White did a while ago, so I stopped doing it, but it's like, nobody watches lil dick porn. Nobody's like, dude, look at that lil dick, rock that chick. Never. Everybody wants hammers, right? They want hammers.
Yes.
And the amount of, how old are you, may I ask?
How old do you think I am?
I'm going to say you're 27.
Very, very far off. I'll say this. I'm 27, 10 years more than that.
Okay.
And even more than that.
Okay, you're not my age, but
Shin's a grown ass man.
The 24-year-olds, right? The amount of dicks they've seen in their life because of the porn on their phone is so beyond what your grandfather saw. He saw probably 10 dicks in his life.
That's right.
10 dicks.
That's right.
These guys have seen mountains of dicks.
Now they need lizard dicks. They need like a lizard or a guy dressed up as a tiger with some giant cock.
I don't want to get too dirty on here. Have I gone too far?
Not at all.
I was just in Florida. And dude, have you ever done radio in Florida? Do you even have to do radio anymore?
I sure have.
Do you like doing it? I
do Young Ron and Paul. I do all the radio.
I love radio.
Yeah.
I go on this one show. It's like the Freak Show 105.5 in Florida. And the stuff you would say on that show is unbelievable.
The Wild West, there's no censor?
Well, because it's community standards, then you realize you're in Florida and just anything fucking
South
goes.
Florida, baby.
Really?
They just don't give a shit.
The sin is thick. The sin is as thick as the air, brother.
Dude, it's great.
Man, I
don't want to get too weird.
What were they talking
Am I getting
about
too
on
weird
this?
on this show?
No.
Best.
They were talking about all the young kids have watched so much pornography, they're bored. They're now watching like animal porn, like girls getting
bestiality.
Yeah. And like this, I told you this story. Cops busted a woman having sex with this pit bull 100 times. It's like, how many times do you have to have sex with this pit bull before you actually make an arrest?
Why do you have to arrest her though?
Because it's bestiality and that's illegal. And by the way, you're right about that. That's uncommon, but it's never been unheard of. And that's always been the case. My friend, who was a police officer, had 2 instances. One, I believe, where a woman was very close to her dog, and she would put peanut butter on her area, and then the dog would lick off, but the dog would also mount her and have sex with her. And then they caught a gentleman having sex with a chicken. He had a cloth over him, and somebody called them. They go over there, and my buddy goes,
is he hitting the chicken or chicken hitting him?
Fucking the chicken.
That's rude.
And he had the chicken under a blanket in his car.
Good luck in your dick.
And my friend was like, sir, you're having sex with the chicken. That's what you're doing.
Do you arrest them?
Because
like that dog getting his rocks off the lady, it's like.
I tell you what happened. The guy started to
cry. Keep doing what you're doing?
Yeah, he was an immigrant. He was from another country.
Fucking chickens.
And he said,
Trump wants to kick
my
them out.
family will kill me.
Fuckers.
Imagine him calling his parents. I'm in prison. Or I'm in jail. What happened? Well, I came all the way to America and I got busted fucking a chicken.
Yeah.
Isn't that why you left fucking Syria, sir? Why are you fucking chickens in Miami?
I used to do a joke about Mr. Hands. You remember the guy in Seattle?
Sure
It's like,
do.
Damn right. Icing. That Mr. Hands.
Imagine
video.
going to that funeral the next day. Everybody's crying from laughing so hard. Like, what do you say to his mom? I'm so sorry.
Dude,
holy shit.
That video,
no.
you've seen the video, right? Where the guy's just like narrating this dick and then he gets in and he goes, because it obviously just fucking ripped.
Dude, it's like a locomotive coming through your house.
Grease the fuck up. And this thing is just gusher.
Womb shifter.
My God. But this is my thing though if that guy got caught, if he didn't die, if he didn't get split in two, I don't think you arrest that guy for letting that giant horse get his rocks off.
Dude, I don't know what
I don't
the
think,
rule
I
on
don't
that
think
is.
they arrest you.
What'd you say?
I don't know what the rule is on that. If the horse is enjoying it, I mean, like, what's the rule?
Well, there are
law?
laws against bestiality, and apparently you can also be prosecuted for animal cruelty, I guess.
But that is
Can
that
the dog
cruelty?
testify?
If the dog's doing the fucking, I understand if it's a guy fucking
It
a
would
dog.
be brought up in court.
This is the dirtiest episode we've had. I'm just saying-
I did this and I feel awful. I can
Don't.
talk politics.
No,
I
it's
can
great.
talk
Please don't.
Coloring books and
no,
art.
this is hilarious.
I feel like
This is great.
No, this is fun. But I'm curious because
You're
it's
never gonna
like,
look at me
let's
again.
say, and obviously I'm just using an example. Let's say you started fucking your German Shepherd.
Yeah.
that's
Like
gross.
that, I
That's
get.
rude.
That's rude.
Because you're penetrating
rude.
the
Because you're
dog.
hurting the animal's anus. You're hurting the dog.
Yeah.
But
Say it
if,
says you, depending how big your
but
dick is.
if
Keep
they
going.
walk in, the dog's fucking you. What's the harm?
Yeah.
Now, if I'm taking two
unless
turtle
you got
shells
a gun to
and
that
jack
dog's head.
them off,
Yeah.
you don't want to do that because there's no pleasure for the turtle.
Okay,
Then you
that's
can-
true.
So I had a pit bull.
That's so random. I apologize to all of our listeners. I just talked
did
about
this. I
two
did this.
turtles and
I will
use
never
them
be
to
back.
jack your dick off like this.
That was rude.
I need you to leave.
Two
the room.
turtle shells.
That would hurt.
That's not going to
That
work.
would hurt so hard.
And the think about the poor turtles. For sure, brain trauma.
brain trauma. No, but there are laws against this.
Yeah, and
That
there
would
should
animal,
be.
That would be animal cruelty.
There should be.
But
But to his point, it's true. It's the same with video games. Like you guys grew up on what, Pong or some shit?
Dude, we grew
and
up
I grew
with
up
the
with Super
greatest.
Tecmo Bowl and all that, and NBA Jam. Now you play a video game, like some of these video games, you're in fucking war. You're like, what? Like my friend was playing when his son was playing. I'm like, what the? It's so real. If you bring back that old shit, like, get out of here. So it's always getting to the next
But
level.
here's my question.
So porn,
Yeah.
right? Like if you just have your normal guy with big dick, hot chick, oh, I'm here to deliver pizza. Oh, I need more than pizza. Boom, they get down. Kids are like, what the fuck? They need fucking
Pornhub
Komodo
is-
dragging, sucking the guy's dick,
So that's-
while another chimpanzee's
Well,
doing work on his wife.
that's why.
That's what
why-
level they're at.
That's
Have you
why,
seen that
that's
video?
Why,
It's
that's
no.
why- That's why young girls are having to keep up with boys who've been watching porn since they were 10, and the girls who are 16, 15,
Pictures, huh?
they're doing the same shit that the porn chicks are because they think that's what they have to do. The boys are bored and they're moving from girl to girl, so it becomes this hookup culture. Nobody's having relations. This is what I've read. I don't know.
No,
I'm
you're
not
right,
involved
B. You're
in it.
right, B. But
Yeah.
it's also that's why the culture of like big tits, skinny waist, fat ass. And you look at Kylie
Jenner.
Kardashian
Yeah.
and Jenner or whatever. You look at Kardashians because that's what porn stars look
And
like.
they
now.
get the-
that's
they
what.
get
And now
plastic
a lot
surgery.
of girls, especially in high school, even middle school, like you'll see in. There's been articles, you guys can look this up, where now the conversations, the first thing the kids ask is send me pics.
Sure.
And the girls are sending like fucking porno pics.
Yep.
Like in thongs and shit.
Yep. That's
It's
right.
just the ultimate, like the pleasure level so
Well,
fucking
it's all
high.
confusing. It's all like becoming so confusing.
Yes.
Like, even the animal stuff that you bring up. What's interesting is that you were talking
I
about. We were
regret
talking about
that.
fucking a chicken. Like we were talking
I
about
really
fucking a
regret
no, but
that.
wait, but it's interesting because you were talking about fucking a
ruined
chicken,
everything.
right? But we may have an objection to fucking a chicken, but I can cut its throat, pluck it, and eat the shit out of it.
Oh, we kill millions and millions of
You know what I'm
chickens a
saying?
day, but if that chicken sucks my dick.
can't- you gotta-
So it's
gotta
okay
be-
to kill the chickens, but I can't fuck the chicken.
Right.
Exactly. It is a fine line, though.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what is legal. This is going to sound fucked up.
Turtle soup, but I can't use two of them to
Nope.
jack me up.
Here's legal. You can cut a chicken's throat. Listen, I'm being serious, and this is a case. You can fuck a chick. You can kill a chicken, then fuck it, cum in it, and eat it, and that's not illegal.
I feel sick,
But
sir.
I'm just telling you.
I did not go there.
Jonathan,
Me neither.
So
That's too
Jonathan
much.
Haidt in his book talks about you can do very repulsive things that we have an automatic disgust for, but they're not necessarily illegal. But we all go, I can't be friends with that guy because he just did that. Even though it's legal, technically, I'm not going to be friends with the guy who fucks a chicken.
I'm gonna flip the script a little bit. It's the same
Okay.
thing with the chicken. Last night I was watching Real Sports, and they went into cockfighting. And now it's banned in all 50 states now, but in New Orleans it got banned like 5 years ago or 10 years ago.
Right.
But still prevalent, especially in California,
South.
San Bernardino.
Yeah.
Huge there.
in Latin Mexican communities. And
Huge
stuff like
Mexican,
that.
and then in New Orleans it's fucking big. In Florida it's huge,
Yep.
and then in Puerto Rico it's legal there, and they have actual arenas. It says
Oh, yeah.
cockfights, right? But they were showing like these farmers where it's illegal, and they're in Texas, and this guy's like the most winningest fucking cock raiser. That's such a weird word, but they go there and they're like, "Aren't you scared? Like, you're gonna be on camera and you're showing that you're doing something illegal." He goes, "Our cops have more shit to worry about." He goes, "Think how many chickens die every day?" And he goes, "And you want to tell me they don't want to fight?" And he grabs one and he grabs another and goes, I don't train them to do this." He holds it up to them. They just start fucking fighting.
try to
He's
kill
like,
each
this is what they want. This is what they do, man.
Yeah.
Then these fucks are so big into it. They have them spar. They put on
Spurs.
like
Spurs.
gloves. No, gloves over their claws.
Oh, just
they would have
spar.
them spar to get used to it. Wow. And then when they're really gonna fight, they literally tape like they're fighters. These claws and put extra claws on them and tape them like regular like fucking UFC
Like
tape.
blades.
Like blades.
I
and have
think
them
a
fight.
big problem with cockfighting is what happens to the animals when it's done.
They die.
Yeah,
just
but-
like your chicken sandwich.
Yeah, but when you do a chicken sandwich, it's
to
like
Chick-fil-A right now.
you're dead. When you do a cockfighting, it's like, oh, you've been wounded,
Suffering?
throw you in the garbage.
Well, actually, animal rights people would beg to differ. If you've got a chicken farm, the way
I'm
they
trying to
cut the
become a
beak
vegetarian.
off, they cut the beak off.
I'm not good at it.
Nah, I'm eating meat till the day I die.
I swear to God, and this isn't even a joke. I tried going vegetarian. I was vegetarian for 6 hours.
And how'd that go?
I got headaches. Then I was at dinner,
I got
and someone ordered some fucking steak tartare. I'm like, well, I gotta have some of that.
I think I remember
body-
that.
yeah.
I ordered the steak tartare, and you go, I can't.
This vegan thing's not working. It's not for me.
Wait, can you bring up the bestiality laws? I want to know.
Well, I did. I
just want to know.
It is.
I
weird,
didn't
though.
want that. I didn't want to do this.
No, but it's great.
With the
Sam.
cockfight, with the cockfighting, it's so interesting because
Was I
it's
slouching the whole time?
chickens, a ton of chickens, right? And yet we're like, no, you can't fight them; it's illegal. But we will kill inhumanely millions of them for your Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Sure.
How do you feed this many people humanely? That's my question.
Well, we are. I'll tell you how. You
Corn.
create animals without a central nervous system. You create meat. So that's what we're doing with cloning. We are getting to a point where we're going to be able to clone meat muscle tissue.
But then this can be overpopulated with animals. Like, don't you think? And I know people are like, no, that's not how the world's
I mean,
supposed to be. Don't you
hunting's
think it's
fine.
going to be
I'm talking mass
overpopulated?
production.
we
Because
won't need animals. So what I'm saying is that the idea is to create meat
to grow it
basically
in a
to grow
lab.
it-
Yeah,
to
I
grow
know.
it on a farm.
I know, but that's not the way it's supposed to be, is it?
Right.
That's not the way it's intended.
Right.
Like, it's the circle of life.
But you'll probably see.
Yeah, but
when
there
they
wasn't
get
this
it
many
right.
people when that started. I have no problems with hunting. I hate trophy hunting, but I don't have a problem with hunting and eating. You know,
Agree.
that's totally fine with me. But you know, when you get this animal in a cage, you're like, oh, I'm a tough guy. You're like,
know.
get a knife, go at it. If you
agree.
win, then put that head
I
on the
agree.
mount. I killed that guy with a spork.
Yeah.
I killed that lion with a fucking spork.
Yep.
But you're like fucking 20 miles
The
away. you're
automatic
like,
rifle,
boom.
heat-seeking missile.
It just
I
doesn't
took
do
that
anything.
thing out.
There's nothing tough to it.
There's
to
no
me.
sport to it.
But hunting
commits,
is alive.
A person commits bestiality if he or she performs or submits any act of sexual gratification with an animal involving his or her or the animal's sex organs and the mouth, anus, penis, or vagina of the other.
Oh my God! Each state has
for
their
each state.
own rule.
Any person who sexually assaults any animal protected by Section 5,
That's California right now.
971 for the purpose of arousing or gratifying the sexual desire of the person is guilty of a misdemeanor. Oh, it's only a misdemeanor.
6 months
you
and
can,
$1,000 fine.
6 months in
How long?
jail for misdemeanor?
Ah, man.
Well,
That ain't.
this goes back
What
to
if I can prove the
1860.
animal liked it?
Yeah. Like that dog in Florida's like, hey, you cock blocks.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I just can't believe it took 100
That's my
times for them
girl.
to arrest them. Like
My friend had to pull an old guy off a goat. He and his buddies had to pull an old. He's an old strange guy, and he had goats. And they
What's wrong with your buddies? Hey, man.
Their dog.
fucking
The
goat.
I can
dog
imagine like when someone wants to run into the fire
The dog
to save
ran-
the fire. That's the guy's like, give me
The
no.
dog ran. The dog ran in after one of the goats. They chased the dog, and the guy goes, "Get your dog off my goats!" And my buddy Dan and his buddies, the guy was fucking a goat while saying that, an old guy, and he was holding the goat and he was fucking it. And they go, "What do we do?" And they
You
go,
turn
"Well,
around
we gotta
and leave.
They go, "We got
because it's Monday.
Nope.
Goat fuck.
They were all
day
big
for that
guys.
guy.
They go, "We should pull him off the fucking goat." And they go, "You got to get off the goat." And the guy goes, "Get off my property."
Yeah, does he own the goats?
He owns the goats, dude. Now listen, dude, I know you believe in private property, but sir, you're trying to defend this goat's getting buggered. Now,
Was it a boy goat
now,
or a
Brendan
girl
would be
goat?
the guy who'd be like, Brendan would be like, "Let's turn around and just walk away." A guy who's an animal rights lover would be like, "Let's get him off the goat." And they had
I'm
to
an animal
pull him.
rights lover.
They had to
big
pull
time.
him and his
I would
old
film
dick.
it first of all,
They
and then
didn't
be
have
like,
phones back then. This
Oh,
is back
okay.
in the 80s. They had to pull him off a goat, and they had to get him, and they were like, "Get your gray pubic dong out of that." Anyway, they pulled him off. He wouldn't get off the goat. He was going to finish.
You know, as soon as he got out of jail, he went right back to that goat.
"Yeah."
course he
Do
did.
they act like they really did something? He probably gave it hard. He probably was like, "Yeah, Jim, get the fuck over." They probably double team that
Yep.
goat now.
The way he told the story, the way he started the story was he goes, "I remember we had to pull an old guy off a goat. Off a goat. We're all just. That's how you stop a conversation. I pulled an old guy. Me and my friends pulled an old
That
guy off a
combo's
goat.
over.
Record scratch.
That combo's over.
Yeah.
It's very strange because it's such a double standard. We will kill 1 jagillion chickens inhumanely, but then one guy gets jacked off some chicken claws and we're all up in arms.
Listen, I'm not for dudes humping animals.
Me
if it's
neither,
the other way
but-
around, I'm willing to hear the argument.
That's
But
what
listen,
I'm saying, sir.
But let's take that out of the argument. I don't think you should go to jail for vices at all. I don't think the notion that
Drugs?
prostitution's illegal, drugs. Listen, man, with the exception of heroin and maybe crystal meth, and I
them
don't think
legal.
you should go to jail for it. I think you should be forced to
Rehab?
go to a rehab because those can kill you.
It's
But
so addictive, though.
Coke, anything's addicted, though, dude.
yeah.
Really, it is. I mean,
Make
like
it all legal.
Any argument you make against Coke, weed, or anything else, I can make for alcohol. It's just like. There's nothing wrong with, it's not against law to ruin your life. I mean, I hate to say, like, you shouldn't be in jail with violent criminals and people who steal people's retirements
True.
and all that shit. If I want to sit there and do drugs,
Yeah, it's your
it's my
body.
right to do drugs.
agree.
Now, if I go out, get behind a car and hit somebody, that's a different story.
right.
If I break into a house to steal something so I can pay for my drugs, that's a different story.
Prostitution's the one that's weird to me because, and obviously there's a lot of darkness with it, with sex trade and slavery and stuff like that. But if it's an actual girl, like there's no difference to me going to a bar, and I'm gonna get cream for this. But when I go to a bar and I see
Cream good, cream bad.
cream bad,
Okay.
like goat bad. But when I see if I go to a bar and I see a girl and I buy her a bunch of drinks, I talk her ear off all night, then I pay for dinner, then I pay for a hotel room, and I'm $1,000 in the hole after the hotel. And we have sex at the end of the night. It's still a form of payment, correct?
It's capitalism, supply and demand, dude.
Yep.
And it's just a ridiculous way to put poor people in the jail. It's really, that's all it is. It's like I got $300 burned a hole in my pocket.
Trying to get my dick sucked.
I've tried with all these chicks. Nobody wants to get on. I bust my hump working. This chick's got to pay rent. If it's like, if you actually took it, look at liquor. Look at when you took it off the black market and you put it on to like legalization, all the dark stuff kind of went away. Because you could regulate. Imagine if you taxed ass. If you taxed ass,
You make so much money.
Well, dude, no kid would be left behind because they'd all get a limo to school. It would
real.
it wouldn't even matter.
So true.
With
Same
the,
thing with drugs.
The thing with
Regulate it.
prostitution is
Zone
with
it
the
and regulate
pimps
it.
and the abuse.
Those
and
all
stuff
go
like
away
that.
if you regulate.
But by the way, what would happen to the drug cartels if you could actually process cocaine? Like I always say, if you're gonna do cocaine, just know that there are probably a lot of child tears and a lot of blood. You gotta get rid of the witnesses.
you're
you
the
gotta
Debbie
kill a bunch
Downer.
of. But it's just so true, right?
Let me do a bump, fucking.
It's a bummer.
Damn.
It's a bummer.
Let me do
bro.
a fucking bump
Let me
without
do
you
key,
fucking
dog.
dropping this horrible history.
By the way,
Hey,
I'm
dude,
sober.
enjoy those children tears.
The coke is
I'm
so
trying to get
bad
my
now.
dick sucked and be up all night with this hot chick.
Child tears. I come in and I go, child tears.
Excuse me, those are child tears.
Baby
And
blood.
Do you know how many people died from those?
Baby blood and child tears. Hope you enjoy them.
You're
in
the
your
guy.
nose.
You're the guy when I proposed to my girl with a diamond. Like, blood diamond, huh? You know what? You know how many kids died for that? Hey, man, you're that guy.
That's why they don't buy blood diamonds anymore from Liberia and Sierra Leone.
I do. They're a great discount. Just kidding.
Dude, you know what I heard that broke my heart? Is that Pablo Escobar was working with the CIA. All my heroes are dead.
Fucking
all my heroes
the original snitch.
Yeah. Just suck. His son came out. My dad worked with the CIA, and it would made it easier to get drugs into the country. I'm like,
His son's a little bit of a fat
don't
asshole,
believe
though.
that.
what?
I don't think Pablo
Skeptical
Escobar,
hippo.
I don't think he needed the CIA. What
Hold
he
on,
didn't need
dude.
was a bunch of farmers.
Okay, I'm selling slinkies. I'm a slinky selling motherfucker, and you run Sweden, right? And you've outlawed slinkies in Sweden, but you run it and you go, hey man, you bust me off a piece, I'll make it so you can get into Sweden selling slinkies really early.
Right.
The only legitimate, and I've seen this story, and I watched a documentary on his son where he talks about this. The only reason why a lot of people believe it is because El Chapo, how big we think he is, he's not. He's the minor leagues compared to Pablo. It's not even close.
Yeah.
They're saying how much Pablo got into the country is why even other FBI agents are like, he was probably working with some form
Definitely.
of FBI agent.
What I think it was this. I don't think the CIA, but I definitely think that rogue elements of the CIA, of the FBI.
Dude, when you say CIA,
Yeah.
you're not saying all the CIA.
Yeah, I don't think it was policy, but I do think that there are clearly rogue
No, they're
elements.
saying he had some help.
Yes.
No, it's not policy.
No.
It's not on the rule book.
No, but
Yeah,
there were
Reagan
definitely-
didn't sign
Yeah,
something.
it's not like, Pablo's good
I
here.
hear a lot of that, but I definitely think there were rogue elements within these organizations.
There was
that
not- there was
100%
never a make
turned
it
a blind-
snow
turned a
bill.
blind-
No,
by
there's
Reagan.
no
No.
Pablo's
I say, yeah.
safe here. Yeah.
But they turned a blind eye for sure with that kind of money.
Well, they're
You're
saying
gonna
he
be
was
able to
trafficking
corrupt-
so much,
Right.
like they should have caught way more stuff than they did. So obviously, people turn and they're on
Sure.
the payroll. That's
makes
the way
sense.
the fucking
There's a
business.
lot of
makes-
money
that
in it
makes
if you
sense.
play
The
ball.
other thing is the
makes
son had to change his name. You know that he's kind of a
what?
little bitch. He changed his
Pablito
name.
Escobar?
I forget. No, he's like Pablo Stewart. For reals, because he's like that name's just so evil and it's just too much, and people were judging me.
Or people want to kill you just based on
That's the other thing. They had to put him. I think he's in the United States now. They put him in hiding too.
witness protection.
Yeah. People want to kill
No,
him.
I definitely think
He looks like his dad.
Sins of thy father.
Yeah, I definitely think that because one of the things that
Can you bring him up, Jen? He looks identical to his dad, but he shaves his mustache. He doesn't want to resemble him at all.
there's
For
definitely
sure, make money and just look like your dad.
He doesn't have a crazy dad.
There's definitely there's no question that drugs for a long time in Mexico they were part of the economy. I mean, it was pretty a well-run machine. It supported a lot of the economy. And when you
Go to
take that
images
away-
for me, pal.
There's two sons. I see Manuel.
I'm
that's
sure
his sister,
Pablo
right?
Escobar had
Sebastian.
many sons.
It must be this.
Oh, yeah. That's him right
that's
there.
him. That he had a whole documentary on him.
Wow,
Yeah, it just came out, dude. No, well, I mean,
I saw the documentary. It was interesting.
I love docs, dude. By the
Oh,
way,
nothing better.
Netflix is doing original karate flicks. Dude, I watched one last night, The Legend of the Swordsman. It was so good.
Really?
Oh my
I'm
god!
looking at Pablo Escobar. You look at the guy. He's just this chubby guy who was willing to kill a
That's him
whole
with his
plane
dad.
load of
So
people.
ruthless. He looks identical to him. Identical. I'm not mad at that jean jacket. Identical. They look
Jean
so
jackets
similar.
are making a comeback. I feel like I've seen
I
you
have
guys
so
in
many.
a couple.
I have so many. He would never wear one. I have so many. You know what? I actually have a problem with jean jackets. I probably have 12 denim jackets.
Yeah, you do.
Me and Pablo don't see eye to eye on that. You got some current events, Jen?
I do. Let me pull them up real quick.
Hey, while he does that, can I tell you, my movie comes out
Yes.
this week. I'm in a
Yes.
movie called Dying Laughing. It's a doc on stand-up comedy, and it comes out on the 24th. It's in movie theaters, and you could do video on demand at the same time. It's the omega and the alpha and the omega of movies about stand-up comedy.
Sick,
It's
man.
so good. It's got Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, Amy Schumer,
Damn.
Jamie Foxx, and the list goes on and on. And I'm in it. It's so dude. If you're
did it?
starting
Who
stand up,
did it?
you got to watch it. These cats out of my friend Paul Too Good out of Britain, dude. It's
called
amazing.
what again?
It's called Dying Laughing. You could see a movie trailer if you want to.
Yeah.
It's so good, dude.
I want to see it.
Sounds awesome.
Dude. Starting stand up, you should watch it. It's just like it breaks everything down.
All right.
Love it, man.
Look at these guys. They're
What do you
in
got,
shape.
Chen?
Gay shape.
I just saw this one. You actually posted this too. It's about a study that says that men, if you exercise vigorously, it actually lowers your libido
And your
and
testosterone.
your testosterone. Yeah.
This is in the New York Times, by the way.
Yeah.
Brian, your elusive, your lovely New York Times.
Yeah, I believe that if you work out too much, you exhaust and deplete your body.
That was the
moderation,
argument here
right?
too. So they said they can't really pinpoint whether or not that's what causes it, but the link is too much exercise, the duration and the amount of exercise actually is linked to lower testosterone and libido.
This is where it comes from. So with females, like the ones who run those triathlons and those crazy miles, like their bodies are so fucked up. Like their estrogen levels, their testosterone, a lot of them can't have kids. They have so many problems. So they know with females, like. So when they say strenuous work, it's not like you going to box for an hour a week. You know what I'm saying? It's not
that raises my testosterone.
Yeah,
like
they're saying,
is that possible? It's so high already.
Oh, dude, when I lift weights, I swear to God, when I do that.
No, that's true. Let's get back.
Horny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With this, they're saying like real strenuous exercise, like running 20 miles in a day or something like that. It's gonna fuck up your libido. I don't know if I agree with it or not.
I took a boner pill last night because a friend gave me a boner pill for Christmas. He gave me a big bag of them, and they just kind of called me, and I was like, I'll try one. I had nothing to do. Dude.
Did you have a girl over? Or?
I just was bored. I live with my
like
girlfriend.
A terrible idea.
It was. I stayed up till 6 a.m.
That's why chickens and
grinding my teeth. I'm like, what is in this boner pill, Matt?
Really?
Oh, so it wasn't a Viagra. It was a boner pill you get at the gas station.
It was John Jones.
No.
It was some John Jones shit.
It was just some herbal boner pill that my friend thought it'd be funny to give me a giant beanbag full of boner pills as a Christmas gift as a joke.
Hard? We just rocked
hard, and then it got Coke dick, and it was like, shoo, and I was like, oh, this is the worst. And I just paced. I got so many miles steps on my fucking
there was
Fitbit.
Speed in that motherfucker.
There's gotta be, dude. It was so awful. I did it as a joke, and I'm like, I went to bed at 6 a.m. today,
bro.
Yeah, I ain't
take a nap. I definitely don't need that. But to your point, B, with you working out, that does raise your, like you were saying, like that deadlift stuff, that raises your testosterone.
100%.
But the other thing, if you look at the survey, it's like we questioned 1,100 males on college campuses and asked them how often they work out and how often they think about sex.
Yeah.
That's not a fucking study. Right. You have these out of shape scientists like telling hot girls, see, you shouldn't work out.
Yeah.
Dad bods are cool.
I love how scientists always come up with results that fit. Like the average size dick is it's 4 inches. What is it? 5 inches?
6 inches.
I think it's 5.
I've listened to various strength coaches and people who look at the blood work, doctors who will say that if you have had, if you've worked out really vigorously, like you ran a marathon, you did a triathlon, you did a Tough Mudder, or you're training for that, when you get your blood done, you go to a doctor. If you're in a certain cycle, like when you're working out on that level, you can come back as what looks like you're anemic. You can come back what looks like you're deficient in 5 different things, because exercise does deplete you on it when you work out on a really high level.
To that magnitude. Yeah. To that magnitude.
So of course your body is going to deplete, and especially if you're not an expert on how to replenish your body, chances are, he even said that sometimes when you get a very vigorous massage, there's your liver enzymes. There's a reading for your liver enzymes that can shoot sky high just for a minute or for 5 hours or whatever, and it can fool your doctor into thinking you have a liver issue.
Yeah.
But of course,
it does some crazy stuff to your body. When you go to that extreme, did I ever tell you this in college? I got diagnosed with low testosterone, TRT.
In college?
In college. I was my junior year at University of Colorado. I went and saw a doctor. I was tired all the time. My dad has diabetes and his dad had diabetes, and it runs in the family. So fuck, man, you might be diabetic, because my energy was really low. But what they didn't realize is I was doing, 40 hours of schoolwork, football training in the morning, football practice in the afternoon. Then I'd go and do jiu-jitsu at night. So I was doing all this stuff or running on my own. I'd get done with practice and go run.
You're just a young buck.
I was just a freak. I was just a freak. Yeah. And so we sat down and they give me my blood levels, and it's terrible. It's like 250 or something, which is horrible for a kid in college. Not good. And then well, what's your schedule like? And I go through and he's like, well, yeah, man. This is the fucking problem.
Yeah,
and it was my diet and everything.
Yeah, man.
But I did get low testosterone. I just got my blood checked the other day. I'm fine.
You are fine, right?
Yeah. I have AIDS, but I'm good.
Yeah. This
is breaking news.
Good AIDS or bad AIDS?
The good, Magic Johnson AIDS.
Yeah, those are the good.
When we do benefits,
Charlie Sheen AIDS.
Yes.
That's what you want.
You're in ridiculous shape. You're in as good a shape.
I think we're all in great shape.
Me too, man.
No, but he's actually
shape for
in
comedy.
sick shape. Like you're in.
He's an athlete.
Aside from being really strong,
and you're like a genetic super freak.
He's never stopped working out. He works out every day.
When do you stop working out?
Never have.
Kellen woke up like that.
Yeah.
Kellen, you're amazing.
But these guys, this is
Working out
ridiculous.
today, working out
Yeah,
tomorrow.
it was inconclusive
Kellen,
too.
Was it?
Yeah,
Picked
it was,
up at
they
the
were just
comedy-
saying this is from the data. All we can do is put together that very very long duration strenuous exercise is somehow linked to low testosterone.
Makes sense.
But I'll be honest, like if like I train hard, not the same. It's different than when I was a professional athlete, but I still train 6-7 days a week. But if I have every morning I train, because I think training helps me, and it's scientifically proved, helps me with everything, with coming in here, doing the show, comedy at night, writing, everything. So I train first thing in the morning. I wake my son up, then I go train.
What time do you get up?
6 a.m.
Damn.
And then I'm with my son. I feed him. You change him, play with him for a little bit. Then I'm off the road running. Then I come back, shower,
How
get
long
ready
do you
for this.
run?
Usually 7 miles every Wednesday, Sunday.
Every
Crazy,
day?
right?
No, Wednesday, Sunday only.
But then he does interval training.
Yeah, the rest of the days is like boxing or circuit training.
He's also stronger than anybody you know.
It depends. Do you know Travis Brown? He's stronger than me. Just kidding. Anyways, but I really think all that helps with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
the just clearing my mind.
Movement.
Yeah, movement. Just getting that blood flow
Yeah,
going.
I'm getting back into Thai boxing.
All right.
I want to take samurai class.
That'd be
They
sick.
teach it downtown.
Samurai? You mean sword fighting?
Yeah, I took it for a short time, but then the gym closed. So there's the last real samurai in the world trains downtown.
How old is he?
He's like old, dude.
Yeah, let's sign up soon, Sam.
Yeah, I want to do it, man.
Damn.
Get ready for the zombie apocalypse. Because we're going to run out of bullets, man. You got to be able to work that
The
sword,
last
homeboy.
samurai. Does he
Better
look
work
like
that
Tom Cruise?
sword, fool.
Yeah.
What else you got, Jen?
Oh, the other reason why I was sort of inconclusive is because ego played a part too. They're just asking these guys, and of course they don't want to tell them.
Oh, yeah.
If
Ask me.
we're working out
Interview
too
me. I'm a
much,
kid. Interview me real quick. Ask me.
how's
Ask
your
him,
libido?
Jen.
What? Oh, dude, I bang bitches all day, dog.
Yeah. How
That's all
many?
I do, dude. I work out all day to wreck ass all night. What do you want? Get on my face.
That's exactly how
That's
it went.
exactly
That's
how
it.
it went.
I fuck like 20 chicks a day, bro. No, you, sir. No, you don't. No, you
Stack
don't.
chicks,
don't.
bro.
But well, my point was when I'm working out with my kid, I'm busy. I stand up at night. I got to be honest. Yeah, sex is way in the back of my. It's not a. My libido is pretty low, so they might be right.
It's funny because
Dude,
I'm
I
50
just did
and
a
I still
show
have
at the
fun.
Laugh Factory, and this chick was so funny. I wish Liza something. She's out in New York City, and she crushed, dude. She made me work real hard because it was all young girls in the crowd.
Right.
And all of a sudden, creepy dad walked up on stage. But her whole last 5 minutes of her act was her yelling about how guys get to come. They're like, oh, you get to come? You get to come? What's that like to get to come? And I'm like, well, what's it like to fucking not have to pay for everything? And if a guy breaks in the house, I got to fight this motherfucker. I got to paint everything. You know? How about this flip? I never come again, but I get to live to 120. You ever see those interviews where they're like, hey, man, how'd you do? It's like, oh, I just never came once in my life. I'm 110 years old and I knit all fucking day. Huh? You want to jizz once in a while? You'll die at 70. How about that one?
You went and did that after she got
I
it?
wanted to so bad, but she was so funny. I didn't want her to
That'd
think
been
I was
so
being
funny.
Oh,
disrespectful
you
to
should
her.
have. That's fucking. You would have destroyed.
It's so funny.
Oh, my
What does
God.
you got, Chin? I'm sweating.
This is a good one for you guys, I think. Did you hear about the nursing home worker? She was like 26 years old, and she did a lap dance for a 100-year-old guy with dementia.
Why did we fire her?
And they fired her.
For being awesome.
Why?
Is she hot?
Awesome.
Okay, right here?
Yeah.
Not so much.
That's dude. When
She
you're a
looks like an
dementia
extra-
guy,
she's
that's
a 10.
That's Bo Derek. When you're 80 and got dementia, you're like
That's J-Lo.
glory
Dude,
days.
that's J-Lo.
She
Yeah.
looks like an ex-runaway, and I'm all about it. She's 27, which is super young to me.
Oh, that poor girl.
I like her.
Dude,
Yeah,
you know
I
how
mean,
many-
she didn't really do anything too sexual. She was like rubbing.
Hey,
and then dancing
it says
for him.
she's quoted here saying on the video, "I can show you new things. I can show you new things."
yeah. What, dude? This
a
girl's
good
got a
girl.
grandpa
Wait,
fetish.
the footage also shows Foltz pulling down. Scroll down, bud.
You want to watch it?
Oh yeah, I sure do.
yeah.
Yeah, please.
Let's say your dad's an old home and they called you. One of our 26-year-old nurses was riding your dad. Would you be upset about it? Would you be like,
Hey, this is the
It's a
problem
tough
though.
one.
She's touching him. This is something he did not want.
How do you know though? The dude has dementia.
She's a good girl.
what do you mean he didn't want?
How about this?
See,
Check out
does
the
he have a
video.
boner? Does he have a
Maybe
boner?
she has horse breath.
The video is pretty terrible.
Play a
but
video.
you
If he
can see
doesn't
it.
like
The video's terrible.
if he doesn't
You can
like
hold on.
it,
Let's hear it. B.
Hear it?
I can show you new things. Tell if you won't. I'm a boy. I'm a girl.
And she's being secretly
You know what
taped.
that means.
And they're just blocking that. I'm sure she has underwear on, but they're just blocking that because she's rubbing her
She's
chest.
just messing around.
Dude, she's just horny.
Come on.
I want to show you the cop's reaction. The cop that arrested her.
Cop's like,
That guy looks
pretty
like
much
a dick.
harassing a resident. She's making sexual acts.
He looks like a
towards
dick
him.
with glasses.
She at one point touches him by grinds on his.
She just got the
his
wrong
thigh
cop.
area. And another point, she flashes him her buttocks.
Oh, how dare you?
He's 80, dude.
that's the grace.
That guy's just doing his job.
An elderly subject being treated that way. And he has no way to defend himself because he's 100 years
The guy
old.
jacks
and
off
he-
the black and white
yeah.
porn.
knows what-
Look at that guy.
That guy's the guy who waited
He's-
100
he's
times
not
for that
very-
dog to
yeah,
fuck
that-
that chick before he went in.
That guy's not very imaginative, and she was probably just having a good time. She's probably bored out of her mind. She takes care of old people, by the way. Hey, she takes care of 100-year-olds, so she's a lot better person than I am.
Is she? Who knows if she's doing this? Hey, and also, if you have to start giving these old guys lap dances who don't want it and jacking them off, maybe not the
jacking
gig
them
for
off.
you,
If
huh?
you don't like a lap dance at 100, I got a problem with you too. I got a problem with the old guy. How about that?
Yeah.
I agree.
I got a problem with the old guy and the cops.
I got a problem with that cop.
I hope this.
I feel bad for him. She got her
Dude,
double
grind
D's
on me
out,
away.
and she titty fucked that man. Yeah, he's 100. That was a fucking milestone.
That's what I
for
call
him.
an amazing send-off. That's what I call
By
it.
the
That's a
way,
great send-off.
everybody at the old home hates this guy now because he ruined their good thing.
Oh.
If she's doing that to
I'm talking
him,
about the
she's doing it
ultimate
to
snitch.
everybody.
Yeah, I know, man.
I'll make a call right now, and I'm not joking, and I'll say it out loud.
Brian's gonna reach out to her.
When
You're
I'm-
gonna slide in those
when
DMs.
when I'm in a fucking nursing home like that and I'm in a wheelchair, if you don't think I'm using my nest egg to buy myself a little sex here and there, and I know you're 27 and I know I look like a prune and I know I'm disgusting. I want you to do me a favor. Go in a happy place. Go to a happy place. I'm going to pay your rent this month. Need you to take care of
Little
this
nest
guy.
egg.
Now,
Little nest egg.
he's not hard, but I need you to work him anyway.
You're saying we're putting about 10% away every month from Friday the Kids, so when we're older, we can get our rocks off
it's
together.
my fuck fund. It's my fuck fund. It's my fuck fund.
No, there's an official Friday the Kid fuck fund.
Damn right.
It's
there
called
is.
Dick Suck and Steak and Dick Suck.
Steak and dick suck.
It's the Steak and Dick Suck fund.
It's my fuck fund.
Now I'm gonna
It's my fuck
need
fund.
some fillets. Don't bring that New York strip bullshit in here. I'm gonna need a nice dick suck.
And by the way, just to make it easier on her, I'll wear my young guy mask. I'll have a young boy mask. Yep.
Just to make it fit for her, I'll put a bronzer on.
Yep.
All right,
Put some bronzer on, or I'll just pull on like an old like one of those highly expensive.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
Prosthetic masks. I'll
No,
be
yeah, she'll dig
young,
that.
I'm a young man, and I'll speak in my young guy voice.
I think she's into old guys, though.
Some girls are.
Is
Granny
this
porn.
Florida, by the way?
I don't
This
know.
totally reeks
That's
of Florida.
New York. No, that reeks New York.
Grandpa
Where is
porn.
it?
Granny porn is where is the most popular where, guys?
Gilf?
Everybody?
In the world.
Where is it? Where is Grandpa? Where's Granny porn?
Asia,
Florida.
Japan.
Nope.
China.
No.
California.
Should have been my dropping knowledge, but no. Come on, guys.
Come on, give me an idea, B. What's
Okay.
older?
One is Britain because you have headmasters
that's right.
and you have old. And what's the second one? So weird, so random.
It's not Asia.
Brazil.
It's not
I can't believe it's not China. or Korea or
Czechoslovakia.
Kenya.
Kenya.
Kenya consumes more granny porn along with the UK.
Fun fact.
I didn't even know they had YouTube out
It's
there.
crazy. The city is called Sandusky. of all things.
God.
And it's in Ohio.
Sandusky.
It's in Ohio.
Sandusky is the name of the city.
Ohio got some freaks. Shout out to Ohio.
I feel bad for this woman. I want to give her a job for real.
Can we contact her? What's her name?
if you
hire
bring
her.
that crazy bitch into this studio, I will slap her for
Fultz.
that.
Can we
old
start a
thing.
GoFundMe account for her legal advice?
I want her to be my assistant.
She needs to do porno.
She needs to do porn. That's not
What else you
28,
got,
by the
Chin?
way. That's a hard 28.
That bitch
B.
is that is not 28. That is a rough 34.
Hey, do you remember the nanny that my wife hired, that Swedish nanny?
I thought you'd never ask. Why did she ask about me?
No, but how hot was she?
Your wife got a hot nanny?
A stone cold 10 in every fucking warm blood American's book.
it was
a 10.
A 10.
How long did that last? How long did that last?
Dude, I said to my wife, I go, get rid of her. I don't want her in the house.
You about to have some Arnold Schwarzenegger shit happen.
I don't need that shit in my house.
Because even it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Fuck that troll. Just because
Yeah.
he was there. Now imagine this Sweden.
Yeah, but
this
hold on.
Sweden's a 10.
You saw her as a troll when she was well into when her kid's like 20. You don't know what that looked like 20 years
Not
ago.
only that woman had a beautiful son.
And she's Latina.
The son that he had with
looks
that woman,
just like him.
that son is a beautiful boy. He's a beautiful man. And I mean, that's whatever she was.
Hey,
that
take it easy,
that
bro.
worked. That union worked. And I'll say this right
Who
now.
are you trying to convince?
He may not
You
have sold
or
a lot
us?
of, he may not have sold a lot of books. That affair was well worth it to get that kid. That kid's a gorgeous kid.
Hey, bro, you
anyway,
into boys or?
No, but he's a beautiful. He's a
yeah,
beautiful young man.
no, he's cool.
Let's
that
switch
got
gears.
Weird.
Let's
Maybe
switch
you've
gears.
been through so many chicks, you're like kind of get
Yeah,
weird now.
maybe you're just into Arnold's son.
My Arnold's son. Well, bring him up. He's a, look at.
No, he's a
great
normal-looking kid.
No, he's more than normal, dude. He's a stud. Now, my friend,
You don't have to bring him up.
she
kid.
was something else though, wasn't she?
the nanny. Oh, your
Bring
nanny.
him up because I have to look at him now. The nanny.
This guy
And
right
that's
here?
what I was saying.
I don't know.
I mean, come on.
I mean, he's very average.
No.
He looks like Andre the
He looks.
Giant.
He looks like
with,
He
Fabio.
does look like
with
Andre.
dwarfism.
Like
he looks
the
like Andre
porno
the Giant with
version.
dwarfism.
Nah, he looks like Fabio.
It's like Fabio.
Hey, excuse me, sir. Fabio? If Fabio got hit with
Pull
a
him up right there when he's got
stone
short
cold
hair.
case of Down
when he's
syndrome.
got short hair in the corner there, he's a good looking kid. Right there, and then when he's in the orange.
Yeah, find the
red-
best picture
orange
ever of him
No,
on
the red
Instagram.
shirt right there in the corner. Yeah, there he is.
Now look at him. He cut his hair. He looks good.
He's a stud.
He's a good-looking guy.
He looks just like his dad.
He sure
He
does.
does.
Not a bad thing.
Yeah, dude, please quit saying beautiful boy, though.
He's a good-looking kid.
After this show, it's just, and you kept harping on it. It's
a little weird.
Everyone felt weird. A
little weird.
You kept saying it.
When an older man goes, he's a beautiful boy.
Yeah, because he's not really young, either.
He's
so.
a beautiful young.
That guy
smooth-
would jack you.
He's just he's a tough kid. Yeah.
That's Venice, Brian, so you might have a chance to.
Do you think he's
fucking
got a
suck
shot in
his dick.
Hollywood? Do you think they're getting him roles?
Oh, for sure. When your dad's Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah,
the
but
biggest
it's like a
movie star of all
weird, like
time?
a fear thing. Hollywood's a weird like that.
Not if your dad's Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he's going to go, I'm just going to create my own movie. Yeah, what do you want to do? Expendables 19? Yeah, you're in.
Expendables 19.
You're the lead.
So many Expendables.
Blow some shit up. What else you got, Chin?
All right.
Let's get off young boys.
Another one is do you see this coyote following a doctor into his practice? This is South Carolina. He literally was stalking this guy to looks like he was going to try to eat him.
To
But
eat him?
Check him out. So he opens his door. Coyote jumps in there with him.
Does he not?
Does he fuck him up?
So that's just a quick time lapse. But so the coyote goes in there.
The coyote loves him.
He started snarling at him. So the guy went up, put his hands up, and shook his keys. And the coyote sort of backed away. And then he ran outside the door. The coyote chased him. And then the coyote saw a squirrel and got kind of like confused.
Distracted?
And distracted. And then it was gone.
That guy, by the way, if a coyote tries to follow me, I'll take it as a personal insult.
Me too. And kick him right in the
kick him right in
fucking
his
stupid teeth.
I'll kick him right in that long, sharp nose of his.
I'm going to kick him in those skinny, malnourished ribs.
Yeah.
And he's never going to
Look how close it was. If it wanted to do something, could have done it.
That's a
agree.
big dog, though. That's a big coyote.
I've seen big coyotes, and I hate coyotes.
Yeah.
They're doing the thing, but they're just all about eating them dogs.
Yeah.
They're doing their thing.
That guy's
Are they?
that guy's all chubby and soft and yummy. He
Yeah.
looks yummy and chubby.
That guy's all fat.
He's a beautiful older
You
doctor.
really got to question yourself if a single coyote singles you out as a grown man
So
because he
true.
thinks you're easy prey.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? I probably should go sign up at his gym.
Yeah,
That
time
is
to
so
join
true.
Out
CrossFit.
of all the people in the world, that coyote went, look at this punk.
Wait, let me see the guy. Is that the doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he looks kind of normal.
Well, I mean, it's a
Like
blurry
normal
TV.
for what?
But he's not a beautiful
right.
boy.
Dude, you're so right that if a coyote singles you out, what's going on?
You're
Why-
hey, if a coyote singles you out, automatically
You ain't a alpha
I'm
male.
bitch.
You're a bitch.
And then you need to lie when you go home and be like, babe, this fucking werewolf followed me home. This thing was massive.
Right.
Because it's automatic sign that you
I think you probably leave your wife and start a new life because that's a life that, that's a sign like, you got to change shit up. You look like easy prey to wild.
you need to go straight to a doctor and get on TRT, some HGH, and get your fucking
Just
Joe Rogan
shave
on.
it out, get a face tat, let them know you mean business.
Yeah, you got to switch things up, man. Get
Did
a
I
leather
tell you about the
coat.
time a guy had a face tat came up to me? He had a giant LA tattooed on his face, and he came up to me and he started asking me for directions to Hollywood Boulevard. It's like, you should know where the fuck you're going.
You got LA tattooed.
Yeah, on your fucking face, dude.
You didn't say that, though.
No, I'm like, what? He's like, directions to Hollywood Bowl. I'm like, really, dude? And I'm like, it's up there. And he
Look
went.
at your face.
Yeah, it's on your face, man. I was at the CVS and there was some fucking, I couldn't judge that. I thought they were gangbangers, but I couldn't judge them because I'm a white guy. I'm not allowed to judge
Yeah,
people.
it's racist.
So I just pretended they were like backup dancers, right? Because they had pajamas on. Because like I'm near the CVS and it's like shady as fuck. There's like black Uber hanging out. There's just nothing but black Uber drivers hanging out. And I go inside and everybody's on meth. And I saw this group and this guy had a little tattoo and I thought it was like a teardrop. And I
That's
looked close.
trouble.
You know what it was? angry bird tattoo on his face. He had a little angry bird tattoo right here.
That's a bad idea.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Or he's crazy, or he's loco, son. He's just crazy.
That's even
as
more
shit.
crazy?
And that's even like it's a one up.
Like he kills
like
pigs?
one tier means
Oh,
or he
he's a
fucks
cop
pigs.
killer.
Cop killer.
Oh shit! He's in the danger zone, dog.
What else you got, Jen? Yeah, this guy, that's automatic sign. You're complete.
Yeah, you're
bitch.
done, dude.
Yeah,
Stick
a
a fork in
solo
it.
skinny coyote.
This guy's
wants
gonna
to
buy a
eat you.
Corvette.
Hilarious.
Start
Midlife
banging
crisis.
27-year-old fucking nurses.
Gets a spray tan, an old Corvette, moves to Malibu.
Where's this, Florida?
This is South Carolina.
Man, Florida just lagging.
All right, the next one
Lagging.
is this is breaking news. Astronomers discover 7 Earth-sized planets orbiting nearby star.
Whoa.
So what's crazy about this is they said it's. I highlighted this here that it's temperate.
It's
so
only
it can
40
hold
light
life,
years away.
and it's next to a star that's like the sun for us.
Damn.
40 light. You're like only 40 light years away.
It's a long time,
They're
sir.
temperate, meaning they can have water on their surfaces and
Yeah.
potentially support
So
life.
these are the 7. Dude, I'll show you. That's the star it's next to called TRAPPIST-1, and these are the 7. These are too close to the sun, so it's
there's
too
no
hot.
life there.
This one's too cold.
Hey,
but they said in here.
Hey, E, F,
That's
and
the
G.
sweet pocket.
E, F, and G is the sweet pot. You're right there.
Dude.
I want like
That's
E,
the pocket.
E, there's another Sam Tripoli on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There
That's
is.
so crazy, you guys. 40 light years. So it would take 40. So as long as it
Means we're
takes
never gonna
light to
get there.
travel a year,
Yes.
light goes 186,000 miles per second. 186,000 miles
Means
per
we're
second.
never getting
It
there.
takes a year to get there.
Damn.
That's 40. Add that by 40. So that's kind of far away.
That's
I'd say
kinda. That's
40 years?
100%
40
far away.
light years. So you have to be going the speed of light, and it would still take you
40.
40 years, half your lifetime to get there.
And then when you get there, we don't know what to expect.
No, what's going to happen
Think
is they're
about
going to build a big ship, and they're just
It's gonna
people,
fly.
and it's all going to be fuckable scientists on there who are going to hook up and have little smart
Hot
kids,
scientists.
and they're just going to fly out there, and it's going to take
Start over?
100, 200 years to get there.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I'm down to check out F and G. Put me in A. Fuck
F and
you.
G, bro.
F and G, bro.
Isn't that interesting, though?
That
I
is
do.
cool,
I find
man.
it interesting.
A star.
I mean, we'll never see it, but that is fun.
We could trash the shit out of this planet and not worry about it. If
Yeah, because we can jump to these.
That's
other-
what we're doing.
We can jump to D to H.
You know, give me
Holla-
that D.
Yeah, holler at your boy. E.
We're a good 500 years away from that, I think.
Yeah, we'll all be.
Probably
well,
toast.
Well, we'll probably be back a couple lifetimes.
But maybe global warming is supposed to push us to other planets. Maybe this is the whole idea. We need a
Yeah, where we're
cataclysm.
forced to leave and find another planet.
Yeah, I feel
like
that way.
like this. We're just renting this place right now.
I think what's going to happen is we're going to simulate with robots. We're going to be like cyborgs in a weird way.
Oh, 100%.
Excuse
And
me,
that's
so you're
how
talking
we're
about the
gonna travel.
Terminator plot.
Oh, yeah. We
Or-
are.
or the fighter,
We're meshing
either
with
one.
machines 100%.
Yeah, we are.
Already
Baby's going
are.
to be born. Boom. Put it right with machines, and that's how humans are going to fly.
We'll have phones in our bodies.
Yeah, we'll be like, boop, hold on, boop, hello.
So weird. What else you got, Chin?
That's pretty much it. The other ones are not that.
That's
great.
good, brother. B, you got to drop knowledge.
I do, but I got to pee first.
I got to pee so hard.
Let's go do it. Got a little dropping knowledge. Brendan.
I feel like Chin's bossy today.
Wow, Chin is boss.
Do you hear him?
You guys-
Chin, is that your first name or second name?
First name.
First name. What's your second name?
It's spelled Y-I. It's Yi.
Chin Y?
Chin Yi.
Yi.
Chin Yi. Love that.
Chin's a beast.
Chin Yi.
You had the easiest learning your last name, but it took forever to get to it, right? You're like, fuck. Am I
My
still in
first name, though.
kindergarten? Fuck.
The first name isn't really my name. People couldn't pronounce my real name.
What's your real name?
Jin.
Jin?
Jin.
Jin as in the
J-I-N. But
What's
since
wrong with
I grew
that?
up in Texas, all of my friends were really, really country white guys. So they would just say,
Also known as racist.
You were just known as the
Chin.
donger,
Isn't there
right?
an island in Korea called Jin?
if there is, I don't know about
So the
it.
Jindo, which is...
Oh, Jindo Island, yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
Jindo
our,
Island.
We have a Jindo dog.
and there's a Jindo dog. You do.
So would you prefer us to call you Jin? It's pretty easy to remember, and we're not racist Texans.
Either
if you
one's
want.
fine with me. I legally changed it to Chin because that's how everyone knew me when I got
Okay.
naturalized, but it doesn't matter.
My brother changed his name.
To what?
Trip. He took his nickname and just made his legal name.
His name's
Trip.
Tripoli?
And then he took my mom's last name, Bedorian. He's just weird.
What's he do for a living?
What? Now he built a valet company, and he like basically does that. For a while there, he's running strip bars all over the country.
Wow.
He would like flip strip bars. He'd get called in like, we're not making the money. He'd come in and flip them.
That's a good TV show.
Gotta go fatty. Gotta go fatty.
That's a
Gotta
good
go
TV
fatty.
show.
No
Brother,
day shifts left.
That's
None.
such a
None.
good TV show. Are you
We
kidding me?
pitched it and they're like, nah. I'm like,
What?
it's great.
That's brilliant. It's going to be a little
This
rough
town
on
is
the edges.
weird.
It's going to be a little mean.
This town is weird,
But
man.
if you and your brother came in, like, you got to lose 10 pounds, sweetheart. Like, we're doing this. I'm bringing these girls in. Revenue here. Fuck.
You know who's got shitty customer service? Black strippers. I'm just going to say it on the podcast. They have no clue of fucking customer service. Hey, baby, I'm just cool. Oh, you got no money? And then they yell at you and they ask you to go outside and fight.
I've always
and
said
then they
that.
walk off.
I've always
They're
said that.
such assholes.
You hit the nail on the head. I've always said that. They always have a real issue.
Oh my God, that's so funny because they're just more upfront about why they're there. They're not
Yeah,
gonna
I
bullshit
get it.
you.
We're
You
here
get
for
a
money.
lap dance or not?
Romanticize me.
You get a lap dance or not? Jesus
Seduce
Christ,
me, man. Let me think there's a chance this is real.
That's your job, man.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. I got money. I got stone cold cash in my pocket.
Yeah.
Let's do it, girl.
Don't ask me to go outside to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Go outside, fight.
Oh, you got a problem? You got a problem? You got a problem?
Oh, hell no.
Is she
You think
taking
you're
her-
better than me?
Is she taking
yeah,
her-
a little bit. A little bit I
Taking her
do.
extensions off.
All right, what do you got?
Jeez, I was about to get into my dropping knowledge, but that's better. That's a good dropping knowledge right there.
There you go.
I was going to say, do you know, have you ever run a marathon?
No. Like a real one?
Have you ever
No.
wanted to?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yeah, all the time.
Do you know where
I'd love to do a Spartan race.
Do you know where it comes from?
Greece? Athens?
Yeah. Only
Any
not
other
Athens.
brain
Only not
busters?
Athens.
Greece, though.
It was run from where to Athens?
You tell me.
The Battle of Marathon. Okay? Now, the Battle of Marathon. Now, what happened to that soldier? I think his name is Philippides or whatever. What happened to him when he got to Athens and told them that the Athenians had defeated the Persians? What did he say there? What happened at the end of that race for him? He
Invented Gatorade.
No, he
Died.
died.
Yes.
Correct.
But he go, they have to.
Yep, and then he died.
How long did he run?
26 miles. Now here's the thing. At least that's the legend. Now here's the significance actually of the Battle of Marathon isn't that he ran 26 miles.
He came up with
it's
Air
that
Max.
it's that the Greece and a lot of historians credit the Battle of Marathon as being one of the most important battles in history because Greece at the time was probably the only democracy in the world. What is demos? Democracy comes from demos in Greek means people. Of the people. So there was actually the first time in history where there was a consensus among the demos. Usually they were senators and people, but they would debate. But it was also a place where you were credited and given credit for your meritocracy, for your merits,
So they're saying
for your
that guy,
brain.
So they're saying that guy created the first marathon?
Well, yes, that was where the Battle of Marathon came. But the Battle of Marathon was so important because it was when the Greeks had beaten the Persians. And at the time, Persia, like so many other societies, they were a great
Powerhouse.
But they had slaves, and they basically, so did the Greeks, but they had slaves. But they basically, it was all about might makes right. It was a monarchy, and there was no such thing as a democracy. You were born into royalty, and you essentially subjugated those that you could. Whereas in Greece, philosophy, remember, art, writings, plays, paintings, and all those things were held in very high esteem. In fact, in many ways, in higher esteem than soldiering, than the martial arts. And that was very unique, which is why a lot of people say that Athens and the tradition of Athens lives on, and Sparta, which was all about war, all we have is memory and really legend and maybe some shards of pottery, because it doesn't last. But when you invent democracy, when you invent, to an extent, philosophy, especially a high moral philosophy, the way Socrates, Aristotle, and Plato are credited with.
Look at Sam's face right now.
Yeah. But that's why the Battle of Marathon is so significant, because it was considered the first battle where democracy was saved in its infancy.
There you go, Sam.
And he ran.
Now you know.
Said,
Bum, 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 bum.
So that's where marathon comes from.
Sam, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Anytime. I love
Where
you
can we
guys.
get this double disc?
The 2-disc CD, The Diabolical, is available for pre-order right now on iTunes, and the movie Dying Laughing. You can get on video on demand, also on Apple or anywhere.
It's in
Amazon
theaters too, right?
Yeah, it's in 25 markets right now. Tonight it plays in Toronto, and then on Friday night, myself, Theo Vaughn, Tiffany Haddish, and Rick Overton. We're doing panel after the movie.
Oh, Rick Overton.
He's great dude.
Guy.
We're doing it in Hollywood. They're going to screen it.
Nice, man.
Yes, buy everything. You'll love the hour to this CD. It's great.
Love it. Well, you're killing it,
Sam
man.
Tripoli, you are a monster. You can see me. You can see me in Boston, March 2, 3, and 4 at Laugh Boston. And then you can see The Fighter and the Kid, because we don't stop. March 7th at the Trocadero in Philadelphia.
That'll be April 7th, sir. You got this, though.
I meant April.
April 7th, Trocadero, Philadelphia. April 8th, Washington, D.C., 9:30 room. And the Big Brown Breakdown is sold out next week at Ice House in Pasadena. That's March 2nd.
Yep.
But then my second one, tickets go on sale, I'd say next week. And that bad boy is going to be in La Jolla. Is that how you say it?
You're doing a Big Brown Breakdown in La Jolla?
In La Jolla Comedy Store.
That.
Oh, yeah. Snaps.
When?
Yep. That's April 27th.
Yes.
Any other brain busters? This is The Fighter and the Kid with Sam Tripoli. We're out.